Does anybody have room for Jello?
All
They
right.
got Joffrey.
Welcome back, everyone.
Blueberry.
This is
Well-
Shard Hunters. This is our Pathfinder 2E homebrew campaign. We're on session 88, and we're going to kick it over to GM for a little recap of last session.
All right, and it is 88 this time.
Yes.
Actual 88. Sorry about
Maybe
that.
it was
Back to the
89.
future.
Yes.
Okay. Previously on Shard Hunters, our heroes were continuing their adventure in the capital city of the Southern Kingdom when Nedip returns to the party and informs him of his day off and the shopping and a meeting with one of their twisted twins. During the middle of the night, a band of assassins assaulted the heroes, and after a long-fought battle, the heroes emerged victorious. Atala used the former assassins as a message to the guildmaster. Now, the day is ready to begin, and the party plans to do some research on their next stop, Lord Carrand. Also, don't forget that Hatala has a bonus hero point for role-playing, and Winky, as the pincushion of the night previously, has one too.
Phenomenal. And that's all that happened last episode. We literally went home to go to sleep, and then we got attacked. Wow.
It was fortunate though, because I did have that like random power outage, and then Discord decided just nope,
Yep.
full uninstall, reinstall.
While you were gone, I didn't want you to just to fall to the floor and bumble around, so instead I had you using some basic assistance spells. And then
Oh,
once
yeah, I mean,
the first one dropped,
we-
you just started looting his pockets and ignored everyone else.
Really
Sounds about
appreciate
right.
you clearing off the
Yeah,
invisibility.
so we're missing 1/3 of the goal we were expecting.
How?
Would
What
you
were
know
you
anything about
expecting?
that?
Akar, do you know how much
Everything was in
mercenaries just
thirds.
cover?
Everything was in thirds.
What does that mean?
So
Each
we're
person had
we
a
had
third of the loot.
3 rapiers, we had 3 bows, we had we had 3s of everything, but we only had a multiple of 2 in money. So interestingly enough,
Oh,
Well,
that
you
other
can have,
guy
you know what
just
I found really
figured I'd
odd?
ask.
That I can turn invisible with my armor, and whenever I attack, people can see me. But these guys were able to do it without doing that.
That
Like-
is interesting.
Yeah, is there, Charles? Would I be able to know if there's a way that they could have done that?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Water.
What?
They
what are
were
you
dripping,
talking about?
but that was because it was raining outside.
All right. You do remember that there is an enhanced version of the illusion spell. Basically, when you heighten illusion, it lasts a little bit longer and it prevents hostile actions from making you visible.
Okay, so guys, I just remembered if they had a higher spell level, they probably could have done it.
Yeah, I mean, it is the Scarlet Daggers. Would have access to that.
So do you think that they have the ability to do this, or somebody gave them something?
Well, they are pretty high level. I mean, they are built for this
I
kind
mean,
of
they
stuff.
took a lot of hits. Like, I know that I was
The
slicing this
items
guy
you
up.
found among them were more along with the lines of someone who is a in-your-pace personal person, not a wizard. Now, that doesn't mean they didn't have some spellcasting ability, but with the availability of scrolls, it'd be very easy for someone to give them a scroll right before the mission.
Not out of the norm.
Oh, okay. I was just understanding what we're dealing with when it comes to these guys and what their abilities are going to be.
So where are we going next?
Well, your threat.
Breakfast.
I mean, your
that.
communications
Yeah.
slash possible threat might have deterred any more people coming.
I'm not really trying to threaten them. I'd prefer them to just stop with the
If you remember,
mess.
y'all were having breakfast already because
Okay.
y'all had finished the rest of the morning and y'all were about to get ready to go
Well,
do your research.
yes, we're about to go to the. I don't know if we're going to
Yeah,
the
get
archives or a
breakfast.
library or.
They have an archives for
Oh,
nobility.
That's right. That's right. We need to figure out how to find this and get with this lord.
Yes, Lord Arnaldo Caramond.
Is there
Alfredo?
anything less boring that Winky and I could go do?
Yes.
What is it?
There is a bucket around back of the shop. It needs to be carried to 3 blocks over and to the right. You'll find a building. In that building, there's going to be 3 people you got to talk to. They'll tell you exactly what you need to do with that bucket.
All right, come on, Wiki, let's go.
Let's go.
We'll see where that goes.
We go get the bucket.
I'm sorry, but Nadep is not into the library hanging out.
As they're walking off, they're like, Winky, you don't want to try reading your book again? Okay. Have fun with the bucket.
Winky and Adept disappear.
Hey, Hitala, we probably should have worked out some meeting place. Oh well.
We can do a
Well,
message.
we did. We'll just meet them where the 3 people that they got to talk to figure out where the
Hmm.
bucket goes. We'll
They'll
just meet
be
them there.
fine.
Yeah, no telling what 3 people they find.
Yeah.
We're gonna see where that goes.
Right.
Like
Well,
I said.
off to the archive for us.
All right. You make it to a rather fancy building that is. It looks like a cross between a library and a courthouse. And it's a very old building, and it's one of the older buildings in town. And when you come inside, the lobby is like a cross between a gentleman's club and a a store type place, but where everything is separated off so that you have basically some fancy bookcases where people are behind them, and then behind that is where all the information is.
So not like an open to the public type place.
You don't know, you haven't asked anyone yet.
All right. Let's go on up and approach someone. Front desk.
All right, so this is Hitala, Eve, Core, and a car.
Yes.
All right.
You find 3 teller-looking people near the front of the area. One of them is an older man, one of them is a younger woman, and the third one is a seemingly bored and not concerned teenager.
Good morning. Looking for some information.
Who do you speak to?
Yes, the first one.
You gotta pick one. The older man?
Older man.
Okay. Yes, can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for information on Lord Ormond. Lord Carmond.
Command.
Yes.
Yes.
Genealogy, heraldry, various information about his lineage.
Is that what everyone's looking for?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you want to come with me, I'll take you to one of our reading rooms and I'll bring you the paperwork.
Did you want us to find something else, Core?
Yes, so we may want to try to look into the lineage of the king. Might be able to piece something together there.
Okay.
Why didn't you? Oh, did you just tell them? Okay, that works.
You said it out loud, so you didn't whisper. He leads you back to the room.
You.
And when he's on the way back there, he goes ahead and fetches 2 other people to come with you.
So I
And
think
sorry.
one of the things we're interested in is an artifact. It in pieces? Is that what it was? Isn't that there was an artifact? It had certain pieces, 3 pieces, I think. One of them was in the jewels. This is the thing you're talking about with the king, right? Do you not understand what I'm talking about? When we were talking about what was in the jewels, it was brought up that it was something to do with the that which something that showed that they were original bloodline to the king, and it was like a set. Is that what we're trying to learn about here?
Any
Beyond
and all
the lore?
information.
You do not remember anything about anything to do with sets.
Core does not, or I do not.
Most of you don't.
Hold on, now I'm confused.
You may have
What?
heard it as that, but there was actually nothing to do with a set. One of the gems, one of the jewelry things, was something supposedly that can prove lineage.
Right, but it had nothing to do with the set. Is that just my memory being bad?
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. It's nothing I wrote down for my plot.
I understand, Hatala. It's been stressful for you lately. I'm just, if you could explain a little bit better about these sets, Just don't remember.
If I can reach back into my brain and look at,
Eve,
I might find
Eve,
something.
I'm afraid Hatala may have had a concussion last night. She's making things up.
No, there
Yeah,
was it was the jewels, and they had the jewels.
Are you gonna recall knowledge or something?
I think
No,
her
I don't.
breakdown has finally happened.
No, they they would no.
I
They told
diagnosed this
us.
a long time ago.
You called it.
Thought we were friends, Eve.
That's why I diagnosed you.
Is that Steve?
No, Steve's mean.
Do you hear something? Who
Oh,
are you
yeah,
talking
I'm
to,
back
Hatala?
There's just random bird around us.
Yeah, that's what Winky and I actually did. We just went around the corner, animal shaped, and like are now following you as small animals.
Okay.
And not animal ship. I can only talk to them.
Well, I can. Hold on. Yo, continue. Let me make sure I can do this.
Oh
La la
boy,
la, we didn't hear anything. Okay.
I'm still talking about jewels.
Yep. Pay no attention to the voice in the corner.
Who is doing that? Oh, Will. That doesn't surprise me. But that was really well done.
That was good. I was like, what? Has somebody got a sound box going? That's pretty good.
All right. So is there actually any other information we want to look for? Car, can you think of anything?
Not right off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
I am still interested in my past, however. So that's kind of why I'm a little distracted because I'm remembering small details as we go. And I remember being on the boat, and it's kind of intrigued me. It's like, well, where are my parents? Where did they come from? Why was I left? So
You
Excuse me.
remember a
this
set
is
of
all
jewels, a
this is all
car.
going through my head.
Excuse me, people. Are you going to be paying the fee up front, or are you going to pay after?
Up front, of course.
Okay, then that'll be 1 gold for the day.
There you go, sir.
Thank you. And the two runners are sitting there, and they start asking you specifics about what you're looking for.
Again, Lord Arnaldo Cartermond. Basically,
Mhm.
any books you might have on his lineage, his heraldry. We're looking to have meetings, so any kind of customs or courtesies that we need to adhere to.
They disappear and bring back a couple different things, and then the other one's like, "Didn't you say you had someone else? The king, wasn't it?"
Yes, the king's
Correct.
lineage.
Yes.
Okay, and they go off again, and you can now look over the books they gave you. Cord, do you want to just roll a society check for everyone?
Sure.
Hmm.
I think Hatala Society may be able to mine at this point.
Yeah, since there's enough material, y'all could both work at the same time.
Ooh, you're trying to be better than me? Plus 14?
All right.
You brought it up.
Hey, that's what I thought. I
Chill
thought you had
out.
been
Look,
working on it.
don't
Good
don't
job,
turn
Hatala.
don't turn and look at me for help and then scold me. You should continue to encourage me.
Doing fantastic. Just
You
I
can
don't
find.
believe it
we
now.
got to work on your curtsies though, because you're gonna have to pull that off.
I don't
All
think
right.
I need to. I think
You
it's fine.
find his official titles of heraldry that he is Lord Arnold Carrand, Lord Master of Arms, which is basically it's the equivalent of a general of the army, although he's inactive currently because he's already finished his military career since he's an older gentleman. Also, you can trace his family back a couple generations to the other kingdom, the other half of the kingdom. He does have some traces to this half as well, so he's not in relation to anyone of note, but to both sides of the kingdom. And you also find an article talking about his loyalty to the crown and how much of a supporter he has been as the Lord Marshal of Arms. And he used to also be a different title, but somehow that one was removed. And you don't find anything about it.
He was the Alfredo man.
Did you hear that, guys? What was that?
What? Rana, could you
Yes.
also bring some literature concerning why the kingdom split?
It merged.
The kingdoms merged. The two kingdoms merged. The one across
Yes,
the
they
bay.
didn't split. They merged because the one half conquered the other half.
Ah, okay.
Because remember, that was back in the story about the jewels. One of them is something to do with the providence from the other kingdom.
Heirloom.
These dogs.
Eve, it
It
happened
was
again.
an heirloom.
Yes,
It's not a set. It was an heirloom.
correct.
I got there, guys.
And Hatala, that was
Suddenly.
from the other kingdom across
I
the bay.
don't know. All they said was that it was an heirloom that would prove that they were related to they were in the connection to the king, the real king, the original king. That was the only information. I don't know what original king or what. Like y'all all were
The king
there.
of the current king of this kingdom, or the old when the kingdoms were separated when the other kingdom
I
line.
think it was that. That just makes sense.
Okay.
Not that that was said. It just makes sense because I think they're trying to go back further to try and prove that they were king to take the place of the king.
He brings you a history book about the war that joined the kingdoms.
Hatala, if you want to get that one, I'll read on the king's lineage.
Okay.
Well, you still can make one more check on Arnold's,
Oh, okay.
because y'all didn't do very well your first checks.
Ah, cha-cha. I did worse.
Okay. You can only find a little bit more information. Something about just more mentionings of a trial and him losing his original title and left with his old title. And if it wasn't for his family and connections, he probably wouldn't even be considered royalty anymore.
Huh.
Gosh. Okay.
Now, one of you wants to read the history, and the other one looks at the
Yes.
king.
Can I hand this book off with Armand's lineage to see just see if they can flip through to see if they can find anything else on this trial that he lost or anything on this title.
The runner's like, we don't have any court documents here, anything to do with court stuff.
I'm sorry. I was meaning to either Eve or Card for them to look while we look through the other books.
Sure, I'll take a crack at whatever you slap in front of me. I don't know if I can do very much with it, but I'll try.
It's
I'm
just we
more of
got
I'm more of a grazer. Like I don't really
That's
read.
fine. That's all we gotta do.
no a card. Don't eat it. Just read it.
But it looks so tasty.
I think Goat may be in his lineage.
there's a, there's
At
a high
this
possibility.
point in our journey, I have no clue.
We haven't really
All
seen
right.
his legs.
So Hatala and Kor can make society checks again for their respective things. And Akar, what are you going to use for your check?
Um,
Oh yeah.
Dun-dun! Nat 20 coming in hot for Hatala.
so what can I use?
Nat 20 for looking at books.
With my trying to figure out a way. I don't know how I can swing this, but warfare, if my warfare knowledge, would it be able to be used in this situation?
No, it would not. You can make a society check, or you can make a straight what is it called? Hold on second.
Apologize, Akari. Did I mean to give this to Eve? Is she a better socialite than you?
You
She
know,
doesn't.
I'm not
She
the
doesn't
best at
eat.
reader. I'm
She
not the
doesn't eat
best at
books.
reader.
She
She
does.
reads them.
I do have that, but
I have a +2 to society, is what why I'm trying
I
a
have a
different
0.
tack.
Whew.
How did you learn anything?
What?
Just- How did
She's a
you just
hands-on.
not
She's a
read? Like,
hands-on
I guess,
learner.
yeah. So you got taught by
Um,
like rote, like they spoke it to you.
I can read, just not. I don't get it.
You don't
Yeah,
understand what you read.
yeah. I guess so.
Okay, that's
That's
okay.
why I'm more with the blood and
You mean
Or,
like
or
murdering?
stopping the
guts
blood.
and stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
nothing with books or writing or yeah.
I'm a little more scared of Eve
Because I
because
don't know how to read.
she no because you went from books to blood.
So I can use a
Like
That's my
society
job.
or
that's a
what?
leap.
That's my job.
Diplomacy can be used if you're going to try to talk to people.
He's gonna try to.
I'm just gonna roll a society.
Okay,
See what we get.
It's not terrible.
Not bad.
not bad. All right, so we'll start with core. You can check in the lineage of the king that he traces back to the previous king perfectly. No question on that. The previous king, it looks like there's some questionability that he only has traceage on one side of his family to the throne, and the other side of the family is an unknown. They don't really have much information, although you can see that there is some information saying that it was someone valid, but it's kind of questionable, and you find a lot of information that the previous king was not very well liked because there were some people who thought he wasn't fit to wear the crown. And the lineage that is the true king, that is the current king, can be traced back to the king who conquered the other half of the kingdom and married the daughter of that king to unite the two kingdoms.
How long ago did that occur?
A couple hundred years, like 200 or 300 years, something like that.
Did it say if they were? Where's this longevity coming in from?
What longevity?
It's
I mean,
saying lineage. This is the same king. The connection of this king is in the same. So, like, let's say Granddaddy
so yeah, that's what I was
started it,
curious because
and
I mean, we got the.
that's
So we probably skipped
he's
some.
Like 8, 9 generations removed from there.
yeah.
Okay, I was tracking it as this
I
person's
did the
dad to
same
this person's
thing.
grandfather, and yeah, okay,
No.
cool. I'm straight now.
And the lineage it's there, but there are some contestants of the father that claimed that it's not exact and that he may actually be an illegitimate son
Hmm.
because there was some strife at the time he took the crown, but that seems to have been swept under the rug over the years. And the son has clear lineage, even though it's lineage from the father that did not have good lineage, so most people aren't really complaining about the son.
Okay.
Okay, Hatala. You're looking at the history book about the unification of the kingdoms, and it talks about the king in question conquering the other kingdom, and he was the one that he actually slew the elder Kolthion, who was the name of the king of the other one. He slew the king in combat on the battlefield and took his daughter, the other king's daughter, as his bride to unite the two kingdoms at the end of the war, so that there wouldn't be any more wars. And basically, the wars started because this kingdom believed the other kingdom was using the plague on purpose against them.
Oh.
But then it turned out to be it was just indigenous to the area. As far as they've determined since then that the plague has always been in this area.
Interesting.
It's just, it occasionally has resurgences every couple hundred years. No one knows from where or why or how. but there are plenty of people that have been born with the signs of the plague. Because down here the version is less. In history, there's almost never been anyone who died from it. They just get it and get changed. Usually the only deaths involving the plague back then were people who killed someone who had the signs.
Ooh.
All right, and a car. You are searching around in the library and don't find much of anything, but as you're searching and asking for questions and trying to get people to help guide you, an older man is like, "You talking about Carmond? It's
Yes.
not the one we came into, but someone who looks about the same age." "Yeah, I remember that trial. He pled guilty.
Oh.
I don't even know what it was, but I do know that they swept it under the rug real fast, took his title away and everything.
Cover up. Dum, dum, dum.
He used to be a Duke of the Realm, which is the second or third highest rank in the kingdom."
Excuse me, I'm gonna help over here. How long ago did this trial take place?
15 years.
15
Tala?
years.
It was a couple years before Hatala's thing.
Okay. Duke of the Realm was what got removed.
Correct. And it got removed when he pled guilty. And then the trial itself was pretty much covered up. You'd have to go to the courthouse to find more information about that. But now you know a time period and a person, so you actually could go to the courthouse and dig up the public records.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that'll work.
Was there anything concerning obstacles or ways to get in to meet this person?
You've learned enough information about the customs and everything of the kingdom to be able to speak to him, but so far you really only have questions about him more than you have knowledge.
Yes.
You also can go to the basically the tax assayer's office and find out if he's got any financial issues, because this kingdom is very public with a lot of their information. They are basically hyper egalitarian when it comes to the way society runs. Or not egalitarian, what is it when they love documenting everything? Bureaucratic. Everything's filed in duplicate, and it's also a somewhat litigious kingdom, so they keep a lot of lawsuits, and there are a lot of court proceedings, and a lot of it's open to the public because they don't want to make most of these things hidden.
So it's like Hitchhiker's Galaxy, the Vergons or whatever they are.
It's like the Vogons being passionate. So you could go to him now, or you could search the finances, or you could search the court records for him.
I think let's go to the courthouse. Let's see if we can figure out what this court case was before we talk to him.
Okay.
If we go in with some knowledge, we can know whether he's telling the truth, or bring something up if we need to show that we're serious about it.
And based on your understanding of the history of the kingdom and everything, you also know that this was the previous king's rule during that time. So the king that was questionable was the one in charge at the time that he got in trouble. because the new king's young and has only been there for like 5 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonder what Neetup and Winky are up to.
Who knows?
Transition.
The thought is scary. And scene.
Think
Actually, I'm gonna try something real quick. Hold on.
Volcano.
That don't sound good.
so. Atala, or anybody that's with this group, what are you guys thinking? Did this once Duke try to overthrow and then get removed from being a Duke, and then tried to overthrow with the gem, and then later try to overthrow again? Has this just been one long string of trying to take over kind of situation?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a legitimate situation. If this guy actually has, because there's probably more than one way to be connected back to this king. And this guy's just trying to pull his weight to get himself up there. I don't know. I've just seen so many things over the years where people are legitimately trying to do the right thing or what they think is right, and they just get seen a different way. Maybe I'm jaded by the situations I've been in the past, but I'm just feeling like there's a possibility that this guy's not being crooked.
I'm tracking your logic too. Like maybe he was trying to basically be seen for what he believed his family was, and in doing so, some of his actions caused it to be either by nefarious means or actual. Somebody's like, well, we're not going to let you do that, and it was basically a cover-up type deal.
Do we need to look into why they thought he was illegitimate, or why they thought he was questionable? I mean, apparently,
Well,
apparently they had the disagreements somehow, some way.
we can probably get a lot of that info from the courthouse to see what that trial went through
Yeah,
before on what came up at that point in time.
I would.
Interestingly, though, if this guy confessed, that's either coerced into confession or
Yeah,
legitimately just
you
gave up.
you plead guilty or we kill your family. I mean, that's pretty good motivation, which could
Hmm.
be a possibility.
And then that would also push somebody to then try to find some legitimate means with proof.
Exactly.
So I say courthouse to get more information
Agreed.
and before we talk to him, because it's entirely possible that
Okay. You make it to the courthouse because it's not very far, and they like to keep a lot of their legal buildings near each other. And at the courthouse, you find that they don't charge an entrance fee, but they do take donations for people doing research to help pay for the costs of the archives.
Donate a gold piece.
Okay. They take you to a room, and a junior solicitor comes in, and he's like, "So, what information are you looking for?"
Yes, we're looking on information from about roughly 15 years ago concerning Lord Ormond, Cottermond. I believe he was involved in a court case in which he pled guilty to. We're just trying to figure out the parameters of that case.
Okay, hold on. I will go find it. And he disappears for a few minutes and then comes back in with some paperwork, and he's like, this is strange. I find the docket and I find a lot of information, but everything's been removed.
Oh,
Someone has gone in and removed the paperwork. This is unheard of.
Would this have to be? Hmm.
The only thing I can tell you is that his educator was, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're sure on our terminology. In our trial systems, you have the prosecutor and you have an adjudicator who is on your side. Usually it's a solicitor, but it doesn't have to be. His adjudicator was the king's cousin, or no, king's brother.
Interesting. Do you know if he was still alive today?
The brother?
Yes, the brother.
I believe him and the king supposedly left town 5, 6 years ago when they abdicated the throne.
Hmm. Did they go across the bay?
I'm not even sure where they went. They may have gone to their family homestead.
Okay.
So would this be the father and the uncle of the king now?
Correct.
Okay.
Two people or one person that is both those titles?
I don't think this isn't Alabama.
Just checking.
Did anybody hear that?
No.
Look,
Kentucky. Remember, you can't say Alabama
Yeah,
because we
I
don't
was
do
about
that
to
crazy
say,
stuff
like,
here.
you got to say Mississippi or some other state.
I was gonna say the medieval times and southern U.S. have a lot in common.
Actually, yes, yes, that is
Anyways,
possible. That are two
the only
separate.
thing they can tell you is that he pled guilty, but he did not claim any actual guilt. He just took the guilty plea. And instead of a fine, he was just levied his title. Although it looks like he was expecting to pay a fine.
He never paid it though?
There was no fine given. Instead, his title was taken.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a straight up plea deal. This sounds crooked. Like what we were talking about. You take this and leave, or X, and we don't know what the threat might have been.
How soon after this occurred did the king and the brother leave and abdicate the throne?
10 years?
About 7, 8 years later.
Okay.
Sorry, no. It was about 10 years later. As you're discussing this and doing your research, another old man wanders by. And he's like, I remember that case. That was stupid. That man was railroaded.
Could you fill us in on the details?
I mean, it's been a long time, but basically, there was no evidence against him, but they wanted the trial to go away because, if memory serves me, the constable was wanting to look into someone else, maybe someone in the royal family. And then suddenly there was a plea deal and the case was gone.
Did it have to do with lineage?
No, I believe it had to do with a young woman. Found dead, maybe? Or I'm not certain.
Hmm.
Something bad happened to a young woman, and they were trying to find the person who did it. He ended up pleading guilty, but no admission of guilt, just to end the trial.
And the city, the kingdom itself, was fine with the way that this turned out?
That's what I understand. The judge had to sign off on it for that to happen. And if I was a judge, I would not have.
There's got to be a reason why a duke would be willing to.
I'm just a clerk.
I'm assuming that he was protecting someone. He knew who did it and was trying to protect him.
Or somebody else knew who did it and they put it on him
But why would
to
he?
protect him.
True.
But why would he plead guilty? So
If the same
where would he
reason you
go?
said before, they put somebody of his in danger.
Okay.
This could have been somebody he knew. The person who this young woman could have been somebody he knew, and they were like, "Yeah, this girl's dead. We'll kill your sister if you don't say you did it."
Ah.
Oh, I'm not liking this. Like it's just a web. This is starting to feel like us trying to find the hags all over again. To be perfectly honest, like
At least we
go
remember.
in and there's information. Do we?
Mhm.
Where were we last?
Eating breakfast.
I remember the archives. See.
Dang it.
Do you remember me talking about the jewels
Yes.
and
Yes.
the set?
The set of
And then I
jewels,
was
and
wrong
you
about the
forgot
set,
about
and it
that.
was,
You forgot
but
that
it
you
was an
remembered it.
heirloom. So you do
Heirloom.
remember all this.
Mhm.
Yes.
Don't mess with my memory core.
You remember talking with Nadep before we came over here?
Something about a bucket.
Hmm.
Okay, well
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
That's pretty much all that was there's something about a bucket.
Yeah, you could spend days trying to search down the rabbit trail of figuring out what was up with this trial, but you do now have some talking points with him. You could look into finances, or you can go straight there.
I mean, core is all about getting information. I don't know if Atala wants to cut straight to the quick of it, though. What do you say, Car? Eve, you have any input?
Um, well, I mean, I don't know what the finances would reveal. I mean, it might reveal something. However, we pretty much know something was up. Um,
Well, I mean,
we have things to kind of ask. I mean, what do you think that you would get from the financial records?
we could maybe piece together something else on this little mystery from 15 years ago. And we're trying to figure out the what of this whole trial.
Well, the
Wait,
what is that it was a cover up, and I believe that.
well, because understanding what the motives are for why this is occurring, why they wanted those jewels, gives us an understanding of why I went on that mission in the first place, and maybe to clean up some mess that I messed up because we didn't finish that mission, even though we did. Because if anything, if Doxor still has that item, I could return it to this person. Not that I necessarily want to see this king go away. I haven't seen anything bad from him yet, so Eve?
Would the jewels be documented in his finances if
In
he once had them?
I
It's
don't think he ever had them, but it's
Or
possible.
somebody else did?
The jeweler had them. Why did the
How did
jeweler
he
have
get
them?
him?
Any chance I remember why the jeweler had what he had or where he got it from?
Make a knowledge recall check.
A total
No.
recall
Do
check.
you remember the numbers?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. I still need to make a macro for everyone for that. Okay. You do remember that he was there to clean the gems and jewels, get everything looking pristine, and to start doing research on the provenance of the items to see if there are any famous valuation to them that could make them more valuable. They belong to a wealthy merchant.
Okay. I wouldn't know who that was to be able to check with those
No,
dossiers or thing what they might have to.
no. You were never given that information at all because you were just an assistant. But you were tasked with what to do. You were told to clean them and make them look good because he was trying to figure out if they were worth more than just their metal value.
Right, but I guess I never got to that particular job because I don't know.
Oh, you had been working on cleaning the other things. He didn't
There's,
bring out the big one
okay, because I know
because
I had never seen
it
that
was a
one.
set of jewels. There was a bunch of different jewels,
He
but
said
only one
set.
of them,
He said set. And let
was
that
the
down.
famous one that's at the center of this.
and it was the wealthy
I don't-
merchant that had ties to this wealthy family.
And
Wealthy
he said it
family
was in the
being Armand.
when he said in the center of this, implying that it's an asymmetrical piece, so that's an odd number in the set. Jules.
Oh boy, what's
Says
gonna be
no
bad?
one, since they're not here. He's speaking into a bucket currently.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what's going on with them over there. Like, I'm ready to hear this.
You're not going to hear it till later.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm getting antsy.
They're gonna end up
Are y'all
solving
going to
the
get the
entire thing
finances?
by accident.
I would.
Are y'all going to
I'll
go
let
check finances or go straight to his house?
let Hatala make the call.
You know, I think we can talk to him. I think we've got enough information here that we've been searching for that we can just go talk to the guy, because we can just be like, look, we're trying to figure out what happened and why it did, but now we're curious as to why you're getting screwed.
Yeah, I'll follow your lead on this. Fine. I guess we should send a message to the other two before we leave.
I'm gonna send a message to Winky and basically say that we are gonna head to the Lord to meet with him. Hopefully, you guys find your 3 guys with your bucket.
Ooh, yummy. Looks good.
All right. So they call the two of y'all back, and y'all have finished your mission that I've whispered to you. And y'all meet up outside of Lord Caraman's house.
Hey, hey guys! Glad you're able to catch up with us. You able to get done all you need to get done, Winky?
Yes.
Yep. Just as you said, man, we took the bucket, took it down there. I don't know how you knew that.
Want to fill me in?
Well, you know, found out a little information on the Lord. He was not liked at all. He's kind of harsh and very unforgiving. But it seems like about 15 years ago, he used to be like really extravagant and like giving out, gifts and wealth and stuff like that. But now he's just angry. So something happened 15 years ago, but not sure what.
We should ask him.
Hmm.
Do we want to go back and talk to him?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna inform them of what we learned, what happened to this guy 15 years ago.
What happened?
There was some kind of trial that he was seems to be like he was forced to take the guilty plea to, something to do with some girl, and it made him lose his ranks. So we're not sure what that is, because when we went to go get the file information, it was not there. So somebody's pulling some strings.
Interesting.
I think we should I think it's the head guild master. He seems suspicious.
Head
Don't
guild master for what?
Suspicious? Don't be
Don't
suspicious.
be suspicious. Don't
He
be.
probably knows about this.
Which guild master?
The one that is hunting for you.
They were not the guild master 15 years ago.
But he might know something.
I don't think so, but there's always a possibility. Especially since one of their names is Arnaldo and the other one's name is Arnold.
Alfredo and Alfredo.
That's suspicious.
Don't be delicious. Don't be delicious. Alfredo.
All right, you're at Arnaldo's house.
All right,
We're
so
at
this
Alfredo's
guy's
house.
probably going to be pissed off that anybody's even here. I say we grip onto his heartstrings about this issue.
You
Like,
want
The door
like Kalima grip on his
at the
heartstrings,
door.
or
The servant is not happy about being disturbed, and he
Core, you
seems to
need to
be
take
as
lead.
sour and grumpy as the old man.
jeez.
yes?
He's going to take your. He's not going to want me.
Good day, sir.
What?
What? Please.
Hey,
I'm
Core.
here representing Lady Hatala.
Core.
Yes.
It's nighttime.
It's nighttime.
It's not a good day.
It's 7 in the morning. Well, at
Oh,
this
I'm
point, it's
sorry.
probably like 9 or 10 in the morning.
I was
I'm
very.
sorry.
I was like, I don't.
It's completely
I mean, I know I
misunderstood.
get
That
lost in
tells
books
you.
sometimes.
That tells you how much Anita drank today already.
Wow, what was in that bucket, Nita?
Yeah, I told you we
It
shouldn't have
wasn't
slept
empty
at
to
the
begin
bar.
with.
It's empty
He
now.
said,
Okay.
he said to take an empty bucket. He didn't say where to procure the bucket or what was in it before.
Sir, I apologize for my companions. I'm here representing Lady Hatala, Lord of Alwendale, also member of uh, the Riven Adventurers Guild, liberator of the Country of Home. We seek a meeting with Lord Ormond.
He takes a bite out of a roll. Pull the other one.
Can you say again?
Wrong lever, Kronk.
Pull the other one. Who you trying to scam, kid?
Right. Well, we just need a meeting with the Lord. Can you make that happen?
Fine. He won't be happy to see you, but I don't give a care what he thinks.
This is an amazing household.
Perfect 10 out of 10 service.
He brings you into a large four-room, and in the four-room is a couple seating arrangements, things like that. And eventually, a elderly gentleman comes in, probably 40 to 50 years old. You're not
That's
exactly
elderly?
sure, but he looks a lot more frail than his age indicates. And he's limping that you can tell is an old war wound.
Winky, I caught your sarcasm there on the 10 on 10 experience. I've got this business idea. You know, every town has like vagrants and people that are down on their luck. What if we hire them and get them to stand outside businesses and yell about the quality of the business? We'll call it Yelp, and you just tell them to stand there and yell about whether it's good or a bad business. Be good, accurate advertising. What do you think?
The man
I'm not.
starts smacking his cane on the ground. What are y'all doing here?
sorry.
Oh, good day. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sure, it's a morning.
Hmm. Hatala, do you want to take lead, or?
Uh, yeah, you keep on, and if I need to add,
Nominal.
Going
You
on.
can make a society roll to try to change his interaction
I
with you.
will definitely do
Call him
that.
Alfredo. You called him Alfredo.
Would you like to use a hero point?
Yeah, I'll use mine.
I can't even miss it.
It's gotta use it.
Do it.
Called him Alfredo, man.
Okay.
You got 2 ones the second time.
Yeah.
11.
Okay. So you managed to show him enough nicety that he's at least being polite with you now. But he's still a bit gruff because he just does not seem to be a friendly person. All right. Yes, young man, what is it that you need?
Well, we're investigating a scenario that's happening with the young halfling here. It happened a number of years ago, but we believe it's tied into a jewel heist that happened some number of years ago. How many was it, Hatala? 7 or 8? 5? 2? 10 years ago?
Well,
It's 10. I think
10
it's
years
10.
ago. Curious if you had any insight. Give you the name of the jeweler, kind of parameters of what happened. I believe we traced it to some wealthy merchants, and we're just hoping that you might be able to provide some light on that.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't know nothing about no jewel heists.
Hmm.
I'm an upstanding man.
15 years ago, appeal to that.
Yeah, find
Yes,
out.
we believe it may have had something to do with um, uh, questions on lineage and validation. We did note that there was something that happened 15 years ago, some court case that you took a plea bargain for, but I mean, we couldn't see where you had any guilt in this scenario. What happened
Who
there?
sent you?
That'd be the halfling again.
The
Just
hat?
We
smugly
are
sitting there.
we are independent currently, though.
You're not with the king?
No, not particularly. We did get the bounty taken off our heads, but not in line with him. Just
Do we have a
we
clean
seek the
to our
truth.
heads?
I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Whatever you did 15 years ago has been removed from the records. It has been wiped clean. There is a reason for this. And I believe, for some reason, I believe that you have positive or at least non-nefarious means as to why this occurred. Am I right or wrong in this?
Hold on. Did Needit just get disconnected?
No,
No.
I'm
No.
here.
He left.
Oh, Forge.
Yeah.
hmm.
I did have
He
a,
left Forge and he wasn't moving, so I was like, oh no, did Needit get disconnected again?
I had
I
a,
just
I had a stutter step in my
I
internet.
just caught a
for
fly
whatever
with my toe.
Good
What?
for
I
you.
thought you were about to say your tongue.
All right.
Okay.
He's
That's
like, all right, all right.
That's your
No, I
son.
had nothing to do with the stupid thing.
Then why plead guilty?
no, he's talking about the jewel heist.
No, I'm talking about the trial.
What
It's so
happened at this
confusing.
trial?
I don't know the full story. From what I understand, the king's half-wit younger brother accidentally killed someone.
They had to have
Is
somebody
that
to blame.
is that the same brother that was your arbiter?
No, no, that's the older brother.
Okay.
The king was the middle child.
Makes so much more sense now.
So why did you plead guilty? Were you threatened?
No, I was told that if I pled guilty, they would cover it up and I wouldn't have anything other than a fine.
But they
But
took
yet
your
you lost your
title.
title.
Yes, hence the I'm pissed with everything.
Hmm. Is the younger
If it
brother?
wasn't for my other title, I would have been destitute.
What's
Yes.
your other title?
The one he has now.
He is the Lord Marshal of
Grumpy
Arms,
old man.
Oh, okay.
the
Okay.
general. We filled you in on this
I
outside
just
the
knew him as
door.
grumpy old man. Sorry.
That's just how he was described.
Yes. So I'm
Surprised you two
assuming
are
you
like
know
a
of the
kin.
guild's. I'm
We
assuming you know of the guild's actions on that robbery.
We are actually trying to find out more information on that as well. If you could enlighten us, it would be
I
helpful.
did hire them to commit the heist. Supposed to be no one was going to get hurt. No one was even supposed to be there. I made sure that it was only going to be a snatch and grab, as they called it. I
That
paid
was the
plenty
plan.
of good money for that.
Do
But
you
then
know?
something went horribly wrong, and that young poor boy paid the price for it.
Do you have any information on why the guild wouldn't have chosen to try to save him?
I don't No, if the guild would have tried anything, I mean, they have secreted people away from trials before, but from what I understand, that's basic practice. I don't even know. I mean, all I know is they gave me back my money, and then that was it. I heard nothing about it ever again.
From what we were able to look into with this heist, it was successful from the point of getting it, but it never made it to the guild to hand over to you. What was
I
so
was told it
special
never
about
worked.
it? Was
Say again.
I was told it never happened. And every time I
No.
tried to send an investigator in, they never found any evidence of the jewels.
the jewel was lifted and taken? What was this jewel? What's the significance of it?
Well, there's a bunch of crap in there, standard stuff merchants have, but one of them was the
Was an
star.
infinity stone.
What?
Star.
It
He
was
said
the
one of
Star
them
of
was the
Coltheon.
Infinity Stone.
Sorry, you're gonna have to say it again.
The Star of Coltheon. It was a family heirloom for the King Coltheon's family. It was. It went with his daughter when she married the king of our kingdom,
Ah.
and it was passed on to each of her daughters.
What were you hoping to get out of that heirloom? Did you just want it, or
The young man I know of who, as far as I can tell, can trace his lineage all the way back to her.
So someone asked you to bank this.
No, I did.
who is this young
I
man?
wanted to see the king gone
Previous king.
after he betrayed me in the trial,
Yes.
Ah.
but I wanted it peaceful. I wanted it simply to have someone come up and make his even already tarnished image look even worse so that people would get rid of him.
Hatala, what was the name of that vice guild leader?
Doxor?
Does that name ring any bells?
Sorry, no.
Doxor wouldn't have been the man. Doxor stole it. Why push to get it and then steal it? Who is the young man who said he had a connection to the jewels?
I don't feel comfortable giving his name.
Oh, I'm getting frustrated right
Do you
now.
think the king caught wind of it and interceded?
Could happen. I mean, it was covered up very well. But I don't know. I don't have any evidence, and I just basically grew angry and stopped caring anymore.
I'm gonna need you to grab a bit of that care. Because my friend died for those jewels. And I need to know this young man's name so I can figure out why my friend died.
I'm not giving his name. His life would be in danger.
Your life's about to be in danger.
Hatala,
Criminy.
Somebody get the pipe. Somebody get the pipe. That's all gets the pipe.
Intimidation check.
Didn't know that was coming. Sorry.
As you can see, our
Okay.
friend is very flustered, and she
I
really.
understand.
she was.
But without any proof, it would only endanger his life to have his name known at this point.
What if we were to find said proof?
If anything, I would want to help this young man.
Why don't you
But
just
I'm getting
Sorry.
frustrated. Like I can't. Y'all are gonna have to take over. I mean,
Is
I'm not.
there not anything that you could say or a name that you could mention that would show your allegiance to this?
My allegiance to what?
Like trying to get the solved?
But Hatala doesn't actually have
just-
any allegiance to these kingdoms at all.
My allegiance is to what I just said. My friend died. I want to know why. That's
Well,
my
Your
allegiance.
best bet would be to find whoever covered it up, because they
That-
did it willfully.
We are looking for whoever covered it up. I was hoping this young man might be able to give us more information, though,
He
as
would not have
well.
covered it up. First
Well-
off, he's a commoner. He doesn't have any money, so he couldn't have done anything.
Just keep him talking, Hatala.
Let's-
Maybe he'll give you more
let's-
information.
Let's just agree not
I
to
Is
think
it-
we need to find this. Think we need to find this star and bring it back.
Well,
Well, the
Doxor.
star, Doxor has the star, but we're supposed to be getting the name of who covered it up from Eric's people soon.
Yeah.
So
You have
if
a
we get
drawing of the thing. You made your perfect drawing of it.
that was the thing.
It's the one thing you remember from that jewelry.
I thought I did never see it.
Show it to him, bro.
You never got to handle anything that was big. You were cleaning the little things because you were an apprentice.
Okay.
Show him the drawing.
Yeah, I'll show him the drawing.
He looks at it. It's the star. Where'd you get this?
I just remembered it's part of why I got into jewelry, remembering this and seeing it, and I just got whimsical one night and drew it up.
So you were the one in the robbery. You were the apprentice.
My head falls down. Yes, I was.
Yes, I saw the jewels first at a party with a friend, and this merchant had these jewels sitting around, and they were just crusty old things, and he didn't have any clue what he had. I convinced him to bring them to the jeweler to be cleaned and identified, and then I convinced the guild to take them from him. Easier breaking into the jeweler than to this man's house.
Oh yes, but I failed at that. I was supposed to learn the codes, but the jeweler was very good at keeping those under wraps. Cater was able to get in, but Cater also got caught. The jeweler left something. I don't know why he came back. If he had just not come back, everything would have been fine. He's never come back before, yet he came back that night.
I think you need to go searching with the guild. They know more about this than just about anyone.
They act
They
like that
seem to be
nothing.
guild ties.
They act like that it didn't even get finished. But I understand. All I can think of right now is 3 bodies in front of the guild.
What?
Well, at this point, he doesn't really feel more like answering any more questions, and he shows y'all out.
Thank you.
And the surly person that brought you in is acting a little nicer now too.
Looks like a
Guess
good
we'll be
time.
on our way.
All right, y'all head outside, and you see one of Eric's men there.
Hola.
Oh, there you
What's up?
guys are. I thought you. He said you might be here.
You bring us good news?
Well, we've learned a little bit of information. I still can't tell you who amongst the guildsmen ended up paying for this whole hiding of everything, and they can't even find any record of anything. But we do know it was done on a very high level in the court. It may have even a judge that was behind it. Because we can't even find records on your friend Cater.
No records of his death?
There's an execution, but it doesn't say for what. Most of the documents have been removed.
That sucks.
Why does everything that we go through, this filing system in this world is terrible?
This is too good of information to not be had somewhere. It's kept for blackmail somewhere. Who would benefit from having it?
It's
Ah.
probably in the library.
But
Well, what
we did
judge?
find someone who might have some information for you. He's an old thief. He wasn't involved with anything, but he was around at the time, and he knew Doxer. His name is Jaren Senrito.
Atala, is that your dad?
My dad is dead.
Oh.
He
Senorito?
died a long time ago. It's why I decided to adventure.
We got Alfredo and Taquito.
Wait. What's his name? Because y'all done messed that up. What was his name, Charles?
His name is Jaren Sinrito.
Senrito.
Taquito.
Jaren Taquito. Gotcha.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord help us.
He lives down by the dock.
In a
They
van.
say he was a guildsman at the time, but he's retired since then. He hasn't been involved in anything because he was just more of a confidence man running scams and things through the guild. Although he did start his time as a street thief.
Nice.
Some
You
people say
steal
he
a
may have
street.
been a pirate. He's actually from the Island Kingdom, and he names Eve's homeland.
Uh-oh. Do we know Eve's homeland?
Didn't she tell you?
No.
I don't
Because y'all
remember.
had talked about going to visit it.
We had talked about it while we were sailing, but I didn't really go into anything.
Let's become pirates.
Oh, that could be Eve's daddy.
Eve,
Or
is
it
that
could be
your
my
dad?
dad.
No.
Mo, is it your dad?
I don't know.
Is it my dad?
Why do we all have daddy issues?
That is true.
Well,
Apparently,
why
on
else
our
would
old
you go
Disney
on an
princesses.
adventure?
Yeah.
But yes, I think everybody here has daddy. Court's dad sold him, so I mean, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Winky was raised by badgers.
I
Yeah,
never told you anything. How'd you know? You
It's
creeper.
fairly obvious just from the way you act around people, but no.
It's just
Dude.
obvious.
Sleeping in a hole is not normal. Just because I do it doesn't mean it's normal.
he's an earth druid. That makes it normal for him and him only.
Yeah. I didn't want to burst your bubble, but
They tell you about where Jaren can normally be found if you want to go talk to him.
Sure.
Yeah, I think
Onward,
that's
onward.
it's
Darren
typically
Taquito, let's go.
On our travel there, I want to make sure to remind everybody he's probably good at sleight of hand, being a street thief. So watch your pockets, Nadette. I know
I'm
you
good
have a
at
lot of things in
smashing
your
head.
pocket.
Yeah, on our trip too, I feel like I've gotten mired down here. Our goal, Hatala, what is our goal?
We're trying to figure out the truth. We're trying to figure out why the mission occurred.
Are we just
I
trying to
want to be
feel?
able to go.
Is it that we want to find
Yeah,
out why it fell? Do we want to find why it was covered up? Are we trying to find the jewel
I
itself? Are
wanted
we?
to I wanted to understand why it was initially brought, and I feel like we got those answers from Arnaldo, because he told us that he
Plato.
saw the jewel. He decided to get it put into the jeweler's hands. He made sure that we were going to be able to get it. And it was for some young man. We don't know who that was for, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's important. All we know is that person says they have a connection to the king. Could be important later. But we understand now why the mission was even asked for to begin with.
Why
What we
did the
don't
jeweler
know
come
is
back?
who else had their hands in it. That's what I'm curious about. And if it has to go to the guild, Jaren may be a good place to get it from, because I don't think Arnold wants to tell me the truth.
We need
I
to.
don't even know if Arnold knows the truth, because Arnold's pissed at me for Cater's death, and I had nothing to do with that.
Do we need to try to track the? There seems to be this daughter lineage.
You're muted, William.
No, he's
I'm
not.
not.
Not
You're still muted.
I'm
We
not.
can
He's not muted.
muted.
Are you okay?
Can
Can
I
you
not hear
hear
anybody?
us?
What I was saying is that
He's
Whoa,
not
fuck.
muted.
I can't hear anybody. Oh, okay.
Okay,
There we go. I can hear everybody now.
Jesus.
yeah, we all unmuted ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were all
yeah.
muted, man. Sorry.
Yeah, we apologize.
Yeah, it was a
So was I
joke.
just like
haha.
talking while y'all were talking?
Yes, you
yeah.
My bad, fellas. I just thought y'all were all being very considerate of what I was saying.
Absolutely. That's why we muted ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah. So what did I miss?
Taquito.
Just curious. Do we need to look into this daughter lineage at all? Maybe they got married off to this wealthy family. That's why the. I like. Do we need to track the gym at all, or are we trying to just like, are we just going for why did Cater? Because was it a corrupt judge? Are we going after a judge if that's the person? Like, there's a cover up,
Okay,
right?
no,
Are we trying to figure out the
yeah,
cover up?
yes,
Okay,
because the cover up tells me why Cater died.
okay.
Because
Just
your
that could
original
have been
goal is to
dealt
get
with.
the guild to stop sending people after you.
Yes, I want to know the truth. I want to know why they shut this mission down. I want to know why they lied about it, which I believe, honestly, I believe that was just Doxer taking it and running.
okay.
But I feel like there's more involved in that. I don't think Doxer just would have done that. I mean, he was second in charge of the whole guild. Why run? You know what I mean?
And then there's the issue of a judge removing court documents
It
involving the
doesn't. Yeah,
hanging of a thief
it
who
doesn't
was
make
caught
sense.
red-handed.
Somebody made sure Cater died, and it may not have even been for the reason of this trial. Cater may have known something.
It brings me back to our original question of who benefits. Who
Right?
benefits from this being covered up?
If I can know that information and go to Arnold with it, I feel like I'm better off with being able to at least sell my piece as to why I'm innocent of whatever reason he wants me dead. And if he just wants me dead because I went on a mission with my friend and his friend sacrificed himself, then so be it. He can kill me. Whatever.
Oh well, we're not going to let that happen.
I don't know. I mean,
All right.
if that's what you want.
At around lunchtime, you find a bar that's close to the place where he's supposed to be, and you find him sitting in a corner staring at the sea.
The what?
See.
The
This-
ocean,
I
water,
thought-
waves.
Big blue wet thing.
No.
So
What
prancing pony, Aragon in the back, but ocean. That's what this is.
Okay, let's go up and talk to him.
Go ahead, Winky.
Let's go.
All right, we're following you.
So you just
Yeah,
walk up to him and
we're
say,
right
"Let's
behind
go."
you, buddy. You got this.
Hello.
Yes. Can I help you?
Trying to think.
Does Winky even know why we're talking to this
We're
person?
talking to this guy so we can find out who covered up the incident.
Go, boy, go! Do it.
Did you say that to him or?
Yes. He just turns to Atala and says it outright, just like.
Covered up the incident? What are you talking about, boy? Why are you blue?
Why are you blue?
I'm not blue.
You should change colors immediately.
I, I don't know really what to say.
You were
Oh, you're
doing
a
so well.
gnome.
I don't remember
Gnomes are
anybody's
funny.
names.
This
Hey,
guy,
do you do jokes? Do you have a routine? Oh, sorry, you're not an entertainer, are you?
he can juggle. Go ahead and juggle,
Can't-
Winky.
Fine. No.
Yeah, juggle.
Grab
No.
3 potatoes and just.
Just juggle.
Fine. I'm
Wanna
gonna
see-
juggle.
Can I
Okay,
eat?
juggle.
I'm gonna juggle.
He likes gnomes.
Okay. You go to juggle, and the guy's watching you for a bit, and then he starts laughing.
I'll check my pockets.
What are you really here for? You're no entertainer. And he hands you
No.
back your journal. It's not very interesting.
I'm gonna flash a guild sign.
He flashes one back in response.
Can I just flash him?
It
We're in the middle
it
of a
wouldn't be
bar.
unordinary for you. That crack
What
comes out about every
exactly
other
are y'all
episode.
here for?
Does he
He
flash
just-
me back?
Jesus.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
He's not even looking at the dwarf. In fact, he's purposefully looking everywhere but the dwarf.
Hold on, I gotta recompose myself. Darren, we were given your name in connection to
Didn't do it.
tenure. I'm sure you didn't. But you've worked with the guild for a long time, 10 years
Yeah.
ago, I did a job, my first job ever with the guild. Honestly, my last job ever with the guild, but it was a jewel heist. Things did not go well.
I remember that
But
heist.
it was finished. I delivered the jewels. I delivered them to Doxor. Doxor seems to have ran with them.
You
And
you
somebody
delivered
covered it up.
dogs yourself?
I'm just
Huh.
wondering what story you know about this.
Well, he said it was a botched job and nothing happened, and it didn't make any sense. I mean, they refunded the money from the hiring person, whoever that was. I'm not sure about any of that. I, I I'm a confidence man. I get people to give their money to me when they probably shouldn't. You know, um, I make a living. I try not to go for the real innocent folks. I'm not a heartless thief. I'm just an old thief. Nah, I remember that whole situation. It was really messed up. That boy was young and he was good, and I saw potential in him.
You knew
It's really
Cater?
sad. I didn't know him personally, but I helped with the training of a lot of the young lads.
He
I mean,
was
I
my
used to be a pickpocket and a snatcher.
he was
So,
my friend. We worked together. We grew up together. The only reason that I the only reason that I really went into the guild was because he believed in me.
mm,
And he sacrificed himself in that job, and I thought we could get him out.
mm. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, they've been known to secret people out. And frankly, I don't know why Bowie was hanged in the first place. It wasn't some kind of offense that I should have expected that for. I mean, from what I understand, he wasn't even the one that did the killing.
I never understood that because Cater wouldn't have just killed somebody because of fear. He would have just ran and tried to get away. That's one of the things I've never understood about the situation. But yet, I find out the jeweler died, and then I see Cater hang a week later.
Yeah, I mean, Doxar acted real strange after that whole incident. I believe he said something about he didn't think staying in a guild where that kind of stuff happens is something he wanted to do anymore. I mean, he wasn't a young man, and he was a bit older than I am now back then. And from what I understand, he decided to retire and move to the isles I'm from. That's the reason he was my friend. He always kept wanting me to tell him about the islands. He loved them. I don't know why he was fixated on them.
What islands?
He names one of the islands near where Eve's from.
So that is where he went afterwards.
Boat trip. Boat
That's what I
trip.
think.
Boat
I
trip.
thought he went
Boat
across
trip.
the bay.
I don't know. I mean, he talked about that island a lot. I thought that's where he was headed, but I don't know what he told anyone else.
He may have told people he went somewhere and then went to the island. Would have been a
Mm.
smart move.
It seems that he's got more connection to this island than he does going across the bay.
Yeah, Doxar, he was a strange man. Man, you would not find anyone more loyal to the crown than him. Oh,
To the
for a thief.
crown as it was?
Oh,
Yeah, he was a staunch supporter of the king. He would he would he would draw weapons if someone said anything bad about him.
So he was going to never let that. Do you know what that mission was for?
Steal some jewels, standard stuff. Gil does it all the
Those
time.
those jewels would have proven someone else was in line for the kingship.
Hmm. Well, then I don't think Doxar would have liked that very much if he knew.
Is it possible that he killed the jeweler?
I was with him that night. He was nowhere near it.
I know I gave him the jewels. I know that's. I
I
see
mean, he
why he
was
would have
acting a
hidden
little
it.
squirrely. He had uh, a novice with him, someone who was trying to get blooded and get into the guild. Blooded is the wrong term for that. There's no blood involved, actually. In fact, usually it's pretty avoided if possible with, young street thieves. He sent him on a mission to go rob someone as a final test to be brought into the guild.
He did it the same night?
Yeah. Thought it was kind of odd. Picked an area that was not very populated.
Any chance I could remember anybody that was hanging around Doxor?
Wasn't your friend hanging around?
Nah,
No.
there would have been a
Dox
lot of young kids hanging around because him being the second in charge, most of the novice thieves would have him as a role model to teach some of the thieving skills along with whoever was their teachers. And he's the one, the way the structure was back then, he's the one who would have said, "You've passed your test and you're now a guild member."
Could it have been
Sorry.
the jeweler? Jeweler being robbed caused the jeweler to come back to the shop.
You
I
mean
mean,
that the jeweler's house was being robbed and he went back to the jewelry's?
No,
you can ask Leo.
Leo. No, so Leo was the kid.
Yeah, Leo. He joined the guild that night.
So
What was his name? Leo.
No, you're DiCaprio.
Leo Ford. Or Forday. He was really up on the silent E. Woo.
and just to be clear, Hatala, I was wondering if Doxor used Leo to rob the jeweler, the person. The jeweler, having lost his valuables, decided to come back to his home or to
Yes.
the store.
That would be the reason that they would return, and that would cause the mission to be failed. Or at least hope the mission be failed. It's Doxor was definitely smart enough to come up with a way to make sure that he was not the one doing anything. And then he was the one you would drop off anything to anyway. All he had to do was report it not ever dropped off. And because I was one of the only ones left that knew anything, and I was stupid apparently and didn't push. I mean, I pushed. I tried to get them to save. I don't know what I could have done differently. I can't change the past.
What about this judge?
Do you know anything about a judge that would do a cover up?
Cover up? Well, there was a few judges that were on the guild payroll. But I mean, there's judges on everyone's payroll down here.
But what about
A
then?
judge's job is not very well paying, and there's many that will pay. I even believe they have royal sponsorship sometime, if you want to call it that.
Raid Shadow Lift.
Hatala, was it Doxor that you went to try to get cater free?
He asks a question every time he's putting that.
I know.
He's lost in Atala's lost in thought right now.
Sorry, what was the
What
what
was
was just
what
said?
was the thought?
You asked if it was Doxar that she went to and
Oh
try to get
yes.
him out.
Who in the guild did you go to try to get cater free?
Well, see, it was a week before anything occurred, but yeah, okay. Um, so I know I spoke to Doxor. Then I spoke to different members of the guild. Honestly, I don't remember all those I spoke to because it was uh you know how you just kind of get frustrated with things and you just kind of turn to whoever's there and you're like, can't we do something about this? And they just don't listen. That's what it was like.
With Hatala's personality, odds are she spoke to nearly everyone who didn't run away fast enough for her to talk to.
Exactly.
She's not. She's fairly relentless if you let her.
And she would have been very much relentless in trying to save Cater. I'm would have tried to do something on my own, but there was just too many factors, and I hadn't been experienced enough. If it were me now, I think I could do it, but not me then.
Yeah, your best bet might be to ask this Leo. He's still in the guild,
Leo may be able to give us a lot of information by,
You
by
know,
still being in the
and
guild.
if there was someone pulling strings and paying money, that probably would have left a trail too. Financial records may still be available.
You
Not
should have
everyone
checked the
cleans every
finances.
Jaren, we do know that the guild is a little split due to the new guild master and all. Do you know what side of this Leo may fall into?
Not really. I don't do much with the guild anymore. I'm semi-retired. I come in every now and then. No one really cares about an old fart like me. From what I've seen, though, he's still in the guild proper.
Okay.
But the guild is kind of against what Arnold is doing, so that doesn't mean anything. Like the
Well,
guild
no,
is having
those
issues.
guys that are having their own little private meetings, they're meeting elsewhere.
Yeah, they're almost splitting their own guild at this point in time from what we've been hearing.
But I've seen him in the regular guild hall.
So what's the play then, Hatala? You
We
just
just
walk in
walk
there?
right in the guild.
We're gonna find Leo. We're going there for Leo. If anything else occurs, we'll deal with that as it comes.
We walk
Yeah,
in like we own the place.
I wouldn't recommend going to the guild hall because I'm pretty sure you're the one they're out trying to kill.
Well, that's why. Where would we find Leo without too much fuss?
Let's see. Most of the time now, he spends a lot of time down near the docks running the shipping scams. There might be some guild men with him, but for the most part, he's down there by himself.
What is it? Any telltale marks, signs? Know who he is?
He gives you a full description of Leo.
All right.
And you notice it's a very artsy and flowerful description of the person. Like he has a good eye for people and details.
What I want to do is I'd like to sneakily move gold into this guy's purview without him noticing. That's my goal.
All
That's what I'd like to try.
right. Roll.
I gotta turn that off. Turn that off. Okay. Come on, baby. That's not gonna be good enough.
That's a 5. But plus 20, my goodness.
The plus 20 is nice.
Oh.
Yeah, but this guy's been doing this longer than me.
As you're trying to sneakily do it, he stealthily pats your hand nicely and changes your gold coin for a copper.
Ah,
Just switches it out.
it was worth a try. Thank you for your help.
No
Hatala,
problem.
Hatala, you left your copper on the table.
That's on purpose.
Is that stealth or is that thievery?
Thievery. Stealth is thievery. There is no stealth.
I have a plus 15 to stealth, but only a
Oh,
plus.
there is stealth.
Yeah,
but
there's
only a
stealth
plus
and
4 to
thievery.
thievery.
Yeah, thievery is
Whoa.
a different thing.
Yeah.
There's a bit of overlap in my opinion, considering the way they describe it.
Yeah.
But
Thievery is too many things.
Yeah,
yeah,
thievery
probably
is a
Many
should
lot
have
of.
been
things.
broken into more than one skill.
So the way that I see it is stealth is like how stealthily you move, and then thievery is more of like your sleight
Yeah,
of hand
it's the
and like
actions that you're
Yeah.
actually
yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
But it's still too many different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean lock picking and everything. Yeah. So, but thievery is more of the action, and stealth is more of like you don't see me. It's that kind of how I.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing. Like, do you roll a stealth and a thievery to be able to do what we just did? No.
Yeah.
Roll of thievery.
I mean, technically, if you wanted to do that, you could.
I
Like,
still
Yeah, just
say my favorite joke ever was the orc barbarian that wanted to sneak in. So he rolled an intimidation check and rolled a nat 20. And so he just walks in stomping, going, "You don't see Grog!" And everyone's like, "Nope, I don't see him at all."
Hey, sometimes it works.
hey,
That's how,
hey, when it works, it works.
that's how I get with sometimes with the guys at the shop. Like they'll start bickering between each other, and all of a sudden it's just like I'll just turn. There's three guys. So if two of them start getting into it with each other, I'll just turn to the third guy and be like, "Hey man, how many screws do you think are up there in the ceiling?" It's just like completely ignore them, walk away, let them handle their stuff.
Exactly.
All right. You're not that far from the docks right now.
Yeah, I say we head there. Anyone disagree?
I throw my hood up and say, "Let's go."
That's weird. Bye,
Right.
Taquito.
Everyone that wants to make perception checks to find this guy.
Perception checks.
I want.
I
to
would
make
I would
safer bets.
assume that we would kind of like space ourselves out along the docks a little bit, make us look less imposing.
Oh, need it.
Ah,
Hey,
okay.
look, it's a rock.
He finds
No.
a bucket.
Okay. Y'all are all searching, trying to find the person. And as you're looking around, you suddenly hear a splash.
Oh, great.
Go check it out.
I already got it.
Yeah, Needup's in the water. He walked off the dock.
Bloop.
I'm gonna help him out of the water.
Can he swim?
That was gonna be my question.
I'm gonna help him out of
Make
the
an
water before he
athletics check.
drowns.
Winky, you can't swim.
Say
I would
what?
like to try
I'm
to
gonna
come
use my
over
hammer
to
to,
help
like-
as well, and
Winky
to
can swim. He also just sinks.
I would like to stealthily or whatever push Winky in as well, but without him
No,
knowing.
no, I will literally.
Oh no!
You don't know it's me. I want to
Yeah,
make a check for
Make
it.
an unarmed strike check.
Strike.
If I notice, you're dead, bro.
Charles, how deep is the water that I just fell into?
About 15 feet.
Could I create a pillar of dirt underneath me with my earth powers? And
I was
just
literally
No,
just
dude,
gonna
only
use
soft
my
sand.
hammer.
It's a bit of a
Hey, you were-
exaggerated reaction.
I
It's like,
literally
no.
was.
Okay, so Winky, you get shoved into the water.
I'm gonna drown.
Or do it as you go down.
Is it
I'm
like
holding
a
my position on the pillar, still looking for the guy.
is it like a
Man,
300?
I need some something that makes my armor light, like makes it where it's light where I can swim. But there's probably nothing that can do that.
While y'all are doing that, Hatala and Kor, out of the corner of your eye, see the guy in question is busy at his station telling some people to move some crates around.
Help!
I head towards the guy, and as I'm
Is
moving
nobody
towards
gonna
him,
get the drowning Winky?
they'll be fine.
We're gonna get. I'm gonna get us out. Don't worry about it. Let them go and talk to the
I head
guy.
towards the guy, and I'm gonna throw guild signs for friend or gaining information, something of that to whatever you would do in that situation. To
Well,
Push
Eve,
the
you're
fireball.
the best swimmer here. Eve, maybe you should
No,
help Winky.
no, she can't carry my armor
Again,
We're
she's
just
in
in
plate mail.
water.
I'm just gonna create dirt underneath me and Winky to the point where we can just walk back up on the pier.
I was just
You
gonna
can't
drop.
do that because it's all soft sand.
I'm gonna drop a rope.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, his rope can snake itself down there.
Okay. How close is the rope? Can we reach it?
Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
The
I'm gonna-
water's 15 feet. You're only about 3 feet from the surface, from the top.
All right. We're gonna grab.
Technically, you could just reach up.
Can I grab Winky and the rope at the same time?
I'm imagining this as like a scene from a movie where like Hatala just walks up to the guy and like starts signing to talk to him, and this just all this is just happening in the,
In the background.
background.
Man overboard!
It's normal. I'm not worried about him. They'll be
Wait,
fine.
when we get out of the water, I want to pick up Core and throw him in the water.
Can try.
Hold on. I have to see if something is a willing creature.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it has to be a willing creature. I was gonna say let's shrink Core down to tiny, and then you like golf club drive him off the pier
That would kill him.
with a hammer.
That
My
would
gosh.
actually kill him. Then.
I could take both of you.
My
Come, let's go.
goodness.
All right. So
3
as y'all are
hours
fishing
later.
the two out of the water, and the hijinks that are ensuing, is Hatala going by herself?
Yeah.
Even a
I-
car better go with her.
She
Because
does.
I
the car
assume
was saying that he was on the lookout.
Yeah, so
whoever's
I
with me is
noticed.
with me. I'm not trying to like go by myself, but
I
Once they
noticed.
get done, I'll follow her.
I noticed that Hatala moves off, and I see that somewhat everything is handled, and I kind of follow behind a little bit,
The
not
guy
really to
returns the
draw.
symbol to you and looks confused at you, like, "What are you doing here?"
do you recognize me?
He doesn't seem to.
Slap him in the
My
face.
docs, my jobs.
I'm not worried about the docs. I mean, those guys might give you a problem, but apologize for that. 10 years ago is why I'm here. First and foremost, I am Hatala.
You're the one who stole. Or, wait, no, what did you do? I don't know. I don't know what you did. I don't even know what you did. It don't matter to me. I'm loyal to the guild. And you're not. You're a turncoat.
Is that how you feel? You ain't got any room
That's
in
what we
your
were
head.
told.
Yeah, you're told something, you're just gonna go with it?
I keep getting money, so I don't really care what else goes on.
Of course that's how you're gonna think.
Hatalo.
Absolutely no brains, just coins bubbling around in your head, just falling out the side into the docks. There ain't no point to
You
living
saying
if
you'll
that's
pay
all you
me?
got. Oh, I can pay you,
Well,
but
then let's see what you have to say.
if that's all the clinking you got, that's what I'll give you.
How much do you offer him?
I'm gonna
5
offer him.
gold.
I'm gonna offer him.
His life.
No, I'm gonna offer him 10 gold.
10 gold?
After the info.
He
It's good
takes your 10
enough.
gold. He's like, all right. I never saw you. What's your questions?
10 years ago, you were entering the guild, just like me.
Yeah,
You were given a mission the same night as me. What was it?
that was
What was your
weird.
first mission?
He told me to go to this one alley and look for a man to come along. Gave me a fairly vague description, but saw him straight away. Told me I was to lift his keys, and then once I got past him, wave his keys in his face and disappear.
I described the jeweler to him.
Yeah, that was him.
Do you realize that the entire reason that jewelry mission failed is because of the mission you were given?
What?
That was the jeweler.
What jeweler?
The mission that
Oh,
was
the
to
thing
be
with
done.
you.
Yes.
I didn't pay
You
attention to that.
say I'm a traitor. You say I've done something
That's
wrong,
what they
but yet
told me to say. I don't care.
that's fine. I get it. Whatever. You want your stinking money, but at least I know that it wasn't my fault. It's not your fault either, but boy,
Who's
oh,
on
God.
first?
It was orchestrated.
Oh, I take
So
my
you mean it was
dagger and
Doxy
I
who did it?
throw it into the ground.
Does it go back in your sheath?
Yes, it does, which
You
is going to be
should-
cool.
You should start doing it more frequently then. Just like
Yeah.
out of anger, just
Yeah, just
throw it.
throw it down and just be like, "Phoop."
Melee?
Man, why can't I
Sorry.
have that return
Dog
feature on
steal.
my hammer? I want to throw it.
Well, at least it's not thundering tonight.
It's true.
Right? Oh crap! I said it, and now it's gonna happen.
Okay, so what else did we want to get out of this guy?
Well, you know Doc sent him personally out to
Right. So yeah,
interfere.
we've got the proof of this is why the mission failed. We also know that Doxer was a fan of the king and would never have let this mission succeed.
The only thing you don't know is who covered it up.
Right. This guy's not gonna
Boxer
know.
didn't have the ability to cover it up.
Yeah, and Leo's not gonna know.
No.
Huh.
He didn't pay attention to anything unless it lined his pocket.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I want to steal the 10 gold I paid him
Ching.
back.
Ching ching.
Make a
Have
thievery
some
check.
extra gold.
I'm gonna continue to, in the background, try to be a distraction to help Hatala by trying to push Winky back into the water.
No. I said
on,
I'll pick you up and
baby!
throw you back.
That
Hey,
was
Core.
not a great roll. Come on, baby, I need good rolls. Wait a second.
You
Is
have
this a
halfling
roll I
luck?
can use halfling luck on?
Before you push him in the water,
It is a
maybe-
skill
No.
base.
I
It
said
is a
I was
skill
pushing
base,
him
yeah.
in the water.
Let's do it.
Maybe you should
Six.
insist and like grapple him if the pocket fails,
All
and
right.
just knock him out and throw him in the water.
You're so close to a
Core,
20.
make your unarmed strike.
Oh.
No, I said
Winky, make an unarmed strike to counter him.
got it.
Oh, that's pretty
I'm
bad.
using
Oh,
I'm using
no.
my
That's pretty
extra
bad
hero
for me.
point on that 2 because there's no way I'm taking that 2.
Yes! Yes! Take your little 2 and walk away, Winky, in your water.
All right. So
Really?
Cord
Tiny
grabs
bottoms.
you, and you try to grab him, but you miss. And
Are
Cord
we
goes in the water
serious?
again.
Are you
miss halfling
serious?
luck. Halfling luck.
I know I'm using my other hero point.
No.
May I-
Halfling luck.
Because you used your hero point, you get to reuse your halfling luck again.
Are you kidding?
No.
You didn't use it
Yeah.
because you did a hero point.
Yeah.
because it
No.
was attached to the.
I will take it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
How
Come on,
distracted is Core from not?
Okay, that's at least better. That's at least better. That will
That's
take
a
the
lot
12.
better. That's a lot better.
Man, you guys are trying to kill me.
You just need
I
a
can't
bath.
swim. No, this is bad water.
The ocean is bad water.
Okay. You managed to pocket the coins back, and you don't know if he noticed.
All right, I don't care. The whole point is because this guy's all about money, and I'm pissed at him.
Well,
my-
it's a good thing it's not me because I would be like, thanks. And
Because
walk off.
if anything, this guy's gonna respect the idea that I did this in the end, because it's all about money. And I haven't even been logging down the money that's been happening, so it puts us back in a positive.
I hope Winky back out of the water.
I have no idea what happened with you guys right now.
Well, Nadep took a bath.
All right.
Winky took a bath twice.
I'm going
You
to
really
shock.
needed it.
All right, I come back to all you guys shenanigans, and I'm like, all right, guys, I know what happened. Time for us to Oh crap! What was it that we needed to do? I think it's actually time to confront the guild, right? Because we don't know who
Are we
covered it
gonna go
up,
back
but
to the finances?
Yeah, we also
can.
we also contract the
This is
finances.
the second time I'm bringing it up.
All right, Eve, we'll do that.
So-
All right.
We'll do that. I'm getting flustered though. I'm really wanting to get this to come to
I
a
get
head. but-
super excited about books, and I let go of the rope, and Winky falls back in.
Now Winky's climbed out.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to shock Core.
I try to dance away.
I'm just walking down. I'm walking back down the pier. Like, all right, let's go to the finances. You coming, Eve? Hatala, let them do their thing.
Okay. Winky, if you make a shock attack, you're going to electrocute yourself because you're covered in salt water, which is very inductive.
I don't do it.
I feel like he'd do it.
I feel
anyway.
like he would do it
No.
anyway. Not thinking, just.
What spell level is hydraulic push?
I'm walking on.
enough to make
Five,
death
I
go
think
on all of us.
It's
Five
first.
to-
It's only a
5 to
first
7.
level.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not- yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking about pushing both of them
Oh,
into
shoot.
the water.
Could have asked Leo if he knew where Doxor went, but I think that the islands is the right choice.
I don't
All
think he
right.
would. I don't think he would know.
Core
I
was
think that
distracted
it
and didn't
missed
notice that
it.
Winky just shoved him in the water.
Nice.
I use my rope to get out of the water.
Who
Before
hasn't
he
gotten
does
a
that, I'm
bath?
gonna
Well, who's holding the rope? You were holding the rope.
I can
earlier.
command my rope to tie off.
Yeah, his rope can do what it wants.
Before he does that, I'm gonna shock the water before he gets out.
It's a
That really
pretty good
won't do
solid
anything.
rope.
It spreads too wide then.
Oh, come on.
You still would get shocked.
I once I climb out, I take out the staff that I got and I press digitate all the water off of me so I'm dry. And I store my staff again.
That's not fair.
Well, go shopping. That's what I did.
Come here, Winky.
Now-
All right. So y'all are going to check the finances, and all this
Sorry,
tomfoolery is done now, right?
Yeah, to see, check the finances and see what where does the trail lead? Where does the paper trail lead?
All right. You make it to the office of the assayers, and they're the ones that deal with taxes and wealth, because this place has a total wealth tax every year for people who live here.
Hey, Winky, you can't come in here dripping like that. Eve, can you do something?
We
Too
did
much
that
drip.
earlier.
Trying to say he has
I
such
did that
style.
a second ago.
Hey, you're wet too.
Oh, I'll
I
cast
was
prestidigitation
that's
on
what I was
myself
working
and dry
earlier.
myself off and walk inside.
You just leave.
Yep. Thanks for the reminder, Winky.
All right. Anyways, at the financial assayer's office, they ask you for what years you're looking.
15 years ago and 10 years ago.
Okay.
10 years ago is definitely what we need, but yeah.
All right. 15 years ago, and they give you a bunch of names and information, and basically it shows 15 years ago with last year, current year, and next year right next to it.
Makes sense of
And
this?
you make a society check. Who wants to speed sift through it?
I guess
I'm sifting.
Yes,
We
Winky.
both looking?
I wanted to look, but never mind.
Okay. Core, you managed to look through and find Lord Cameron's finances, and the
Lord
year
Cinnamon.
before the trial, he had a total wealth of whatever. You don't know what the units are in because it's not in gold pieces or anything like that. It's some kind of percentage value type thing that includes land and things like that. But the value went from about 1,000 to about 200, and then immediately went down to about probably 150 or so.
So to get
So he had a major loss of monetary value. And looking around, you notice that they have some markings that indicate major changes. And it looks like, based on the markings, that it's something about doing audits to make sure someone's not lying.
Good.
And you notice that there was another major change that same year, where a man had an outlay of about 200 less than the year before.
200 less.
He basically spent 200 whatever it is of his wealth in that 1 year.
Did it see his name at all?
It's a name, but you don't recognize it.
Okay.
Is it? Can you tell where the wealth that was lost was distributed, or is it just?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking too, to dip. It's
Now,
like this
if you
this
spent like
amount
a
was
few,
lost, this amount was added somewhere, but
if you spent like a week looking over everyone's records for the entire town, you might be able to find that. But just glancing through, you're not going to be able to find it. That would require a proper audit.
however, I don't know if that would really lead us to what we needed.
We're not bankers.
Because they could have fudged it and said, "Hey, this guy got this amount of wealth."
But was really given
Because
under the
because
table.
everything else has
Well,
been
can
covered
I-
up. I would assume
What's
this
what's
is-
interesting is this is 15 years back we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we see the huge drop in the Lord. We understand that, but this other guy also had a drop of 200, and that just
That's
Yeah, can we-
interesting.
it's just random.
Can I figure out the
Yeah.
significance of that? Just investigating that one person.
Because I would assume
Hey,
that
Mighty Blue
that's
Goblins in.
indicating a payment to somebody. mean, that's a good chunk of currency, if that's including like
200,
property and things
yes.
of that nature.
Yeah,
Or
that's quite a
can I
bit.
see the name of that person who lost the 200?
Yeah, here you go. It's right here. I'll point to the name.
That's the uncle. The
The,
uncle of the king. The I guess
The
the,
older brother.
the older brother
the older brother.
Ah,
was the arbiter. Why did he pay $200? Is this part of the cover-up?
possibly. It's enough
It would
to
have taken a
check
lot of
into.
money to bribe judges.
Yep.
Can I tell if anyone else plussed up? Like,
Again, it would take a long time since you don't know
yeah,
the
yeah,
names
yeah.
of any of the judges. Because those are much smaller changes compared to those big giant changes you saw.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so 15 years ago, younger brother kills somebody by accident or whatever it was. Older brother covers it up, makes this lord a scapegoat,
Yeah.
doesn't pay him off. He loses everything. Hates
What
the king.
what happened to the
10,
younger
5
brother?
years later,
He
huh?
promised something that he didn't deliver is why the guy's angry.
So y'all make your society checks again for 10 years ago now.
Okay.
We haven't encountered the youngest brother, have we?
No, no one's ever made mention of it.
Oh, jeez.
Halfling luck.
Can I help them with this one?
Halfling luck's a once a day thing, technically.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The only reason
That's true.
Charles get
Yeah,
you.
that's right, because of the hero point. That's right.
Yep. Now you do have one regular hero point to use if you wanted to.
Oh, where are we again? I forgot.
You know what? Let's
If
do
you
it.
don't use
Let's
it, you
use it.
lose it, man.
Let's use it. I was about to do a thievery roll because that's kind of what I do normally.
Steal this knowledge.
That's better.
By
More
4
points.
Not
points.
a one.
All right, this year it's a lot harder to find because it looks like they've started adding more information under the journals, including large cash expenditures, basically, are being noted with a different marking system. But you do find Arnold again, Arnaldo, and
Arnold Schwartz.
you
Alfredo.
find that he did not have any major outlays the year of the thing, or nothing changed on the books because he did get refunded.
Hmm.
But you find the same name for the uncle again, and he had another major outlay again.
Same
Major.
increment.
No,
Does it look like it would
more,
be
about
more?
250.
Okay.
And you notice that there is a several markings under the column of cash expenditures, so that he spent a lot of money that year. And you also see the next year, and you see another small charge the next year.
So does it look like
This guy's the one who
large
paid him off.
singular payments, or does it look like
The
It
next year looks like it's a chunk payment.
okay?
so it looks like the brother of the king is the
They
one who is doing the
split
payoffs. He's the one who covered
Yeah.
this up.
Yeah. Well,
Do
he
we
can-
go to the king to find out where his uncles are, or
Oh, do we need to?
Cor? You're pretty
his
friendly with the
his
king. Do you think that
his
he would
father and
even?
uncle.
Well, what would be the goal of finding his location?
Did
Because they retired possibly to their old estate.
Yeah, they renounced their kingship, I guess you would say, and they
Yeah, but
No,
but
left.
why
we
did they
might be able
cover
to.
this up?
Yeah, we could ask the king that. I mean, he may have been the one to push. I don't know if necessarily pushed his
Why
father up,
why
but
wouldn't he have? Why wouldn't he have told us that when we met with him? We're asking specifically about this mission.
Maybe he doesn't know.
also I just wanted to say that.
I don't think he
Yeah,
does
do we
know.
really want to walk into the middle of the king's seat of
it.
power and start asking him this kind of stuff?
He was really friendly with us. I don't want to do it in a
Get a friendly
uh,
chamber.
Accusatory?
Intimidating
insinuating.
way.
Yeah,
That
not accusatory. More of like, this is
Hey,
the information we're finding. I feel like this guy doesn't. He may not like his father.
Possible.
I mean, why do people like this king but not his father?
Also, but if we're digging up dirt on the family, that he's trying to cover up.
Well, then we're
I mean,
just
also, I
hold
mean,
on. What is this in the? I go through the paperwork in front of Core. What is this notation under the uncle? It says Doxland Holding Company. What is that?
is that not Doxor? That can
It's listed on the next year.
can I tell what that's about?
It looks like a incorporation for a company. The uncle started a company.
Um,
Have
does
we
it
seen
look like
anything
can I
in town that has this name?
No.
can I tell if it's just a shell company or?
It would take a little bit more of a thorough, but now that you know, do another society check to search for it.
Okay, not
Ooh, that's not
horrible.
bad.
Just like
All
on
right.
your tail every time.
That's okay, Hatala.
Even though I got
You
an
both
extra
find
point.
mentioning of the company. The company has almost no profits, but it does have a regular cash infusion every year and outgoing every year. It doesn't seem to be doing any actual business from what the journals say. It appears to be some kind of holding company as far as you can tell. And basically, from the logs that are in the journals there, it mentions that the money gets paid in once a year and stipends are shipped out abroad once a year. But around 8 years ago, the payments were cut in half.
Can we track where who the
8 years
payments are
ago?
going to?
And then when you looked, you noticed that the payments are still being made, but they're no longer being shipped abroad.
Any indicators of who it's going to, or
All it says when it was talking about the shipped abroad that they left on a sailing vessel.
What was
sailing?
the destination?
Okay.
Is it possible that Doxor was gone for
The doctor come back.
a certain amount of years and is back now?
Wait.
Are there any addresses that may give us information? Because if they were shipped overseas, that was information. So when they stopped getting shipped overseas, where were those payments getting
I mean,
shipped to?
You do not actually find any indication that the payments are going anywhere. It seems to be holding up in the company.
Which means he's where the company is.
do we have the address of
Where
the
is the
company?
It
location of the
seems to
company?
be gaining in value, never decreasing anymore.
Look at these beautifully articulated, litigious records that they have and get the address.
Okay,
Find an address for the holding company.
Was
so
it
what I'm
missed part
you
of that?
do find
He said we cannot find the address
yeah.
for the holding company.
No, you can find the
Oh, my
address
bad.
to the holding company.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
not what I heard.
What is the company holding?
Money.
money.
At this
So
point,
what
according to their bank account, the company is now one of the more richer companies in town because
just
its value has been going up with no outlays at all.
It's a
Well,
so
it's
what
owned
I'm
by Steedup.
guys, what I'm thinking is either he has come back and it's not on his island, or he has passed away since. Because he was quite an older gentleman when he left.
Well,
He
he
he was
left
older. He was older than the guy that we met on the docks.
the woman,
So
the daughter that he left with. She was younger, correct?
It was an elf.
She was a
Yeah.
110-year-old elf.
So if he died, she would have still been alive and probably had maybe some kind of holding to her name. I right now, all I want to do is go to this address.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but what I'm thinking is that Doxor is no longer alive, and nobody's making withdrawals from this holding company.
I mean,
So was a human,
if
right?
Doxor isn't alive, whatever. But if he is, he might be getting punched in the face
Doxor's a
because he's a
human.
lot
I
closer than I thought.
I second that, and I'm right behind you. And well, I'll be over your shoulder because you're a lot shorter than I am, but I'm with you.
Thank you for
It's
tuning in
not.
to this
I'm
episode of
almost
Shard Hunters, where Hatala beats up an old geriatric man.
and a car helps because
You guys are
I'm
crazy.
like hearing the
Hold
strain
on, hold on.
and the
Time out for
confusion.
a second. I'm only imagining that he is Jace from the Team 4-Star. Ow! Ow! What do you keep letting him? Ow!
What is Jace? Who's Jace and what is Team
Jace
4-Star?
Inverter. Dragon Ball Z Team 4-Star.
Oh,
I'll look it up.
I don't
But
know who that is.
I'm
DBZ abridged. It's hilarious. Remember the scene where Goku walks up and just punches the orange guy in the face? They did it, so he just kept doing it over and over again. Because he's
I've-
like, well, you just left it open. Why do you keep letting him?
I've never watched Dragon Ball, so
You need to watch
oh
My
Dragon Ball Z
goodness, your
abridged. It is
father.
worth
yeah, yes. The parody is beautiful. But
All right.
Shame.
Continue.
I'm connected with Hatala's. I could see the pain in her eyes and how frustrated she gets. So I'm full on with you. You know, my loyalty lies to you're seeking the truth, and if you're punching him, I'm punching him.
Jesus, we're not gonna do another wolf thing, or we just keep punching them until they're like knocked out.
Hey, that's how we make friends.
So how we become werewolves, apparently.
Yeah.
Punch
Do we
people
all
in
turn
the
into old
ass.
men if he bites us?
Would that be Wariatrix or?
In the full moon, our teeth just fall out.
This might help with our werewolf
Meh, meh.
problem, though.
Start turning bald, teeth fall out,
We gain arthritis.
grab our canes.
You lose your
Hearing aids
memory.
just sprout from our
Oh,
ears.
Eve. That I don't know. I don't know who's up for the werewolf curse, but
It's
Oh, this is my
Winky.
turn.
But I'm pretty
Hi,
sure
Winky.
she already did a
We
car
already did it this
today.
morning.
Yeah, so that's why I hadn't brought it up yet. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Winky next.
Yeah, Winky's next.
So
Okay. So y'all, after searching, it took you a little while to find it because the office is tiny.
It's their own Swiss space.
It's the richest like company, and it's tiny.
yeah.
Yes, because money
it's just
keeps going in and not going
You
out.
should check to see how big Berkshire Hathaway's office is.
Yeah.
It's the
When
new
you get to the
trend.
building, you notice it's actually just a closet to the backside of another building. It's basically like an outside closet that has a company name on it.
oh man, is it gonna be bigger on the inside?
Knock, or is there
Actually, be able to punch you.
yeah, teller or a stewardess or?
There's nothing you see. You have to open the door.
I open
Knock
the
on the door.
door.
Okay. Inside is basically one room with a very small desk and a very bored-looking woman sitting there.
I'm gonna walk up and say hi.
Do we all go
Hello,
in?
we're looking at investing in new companies in the area. We're hoping that you might
I'm
be.
sorry, but I can't help you. I'm just paid to sit here.
Are all
I don't
six?
even know what we do, but I get paid, and therefore I don't care.
You get paid well enough.
Not really, but enough that I don't care. Because I don't have to do anything either, so.
Yeah, but that must be a really boring
I've been working
job.
here for about 5 years.
Oh, if that was in the modern day, you would just watch Netflix.
I actually took over after my mom retired.
Ah,
Family job.
There was no one here to say to hire anyone, so I just took over.
You ever? I mean, is the job just to
Money
send
just kept
money to
coming.
someone?
No. Mom said they used to do things occasionally.
What kind of things?
Take payments, send payments, hire ships, little things like that. But nothing since I've been working here.
what's your mother's name?
She gives his mother's name.
Is she
It's
still
not
living?
important.
So
No,
how
she
do, you,
died.
how do you get paid?
It comes in a check,
From who?
the bank. It's
Oh, so
automatic.
a carrier from the bank. Oh, okay, it just goes in. Gotcha.
And so the money that comes in here just stays in this little hut.
No, it goes. I take it to the bank. That's literally the only thing I have to do. I take a banknote, go to the bank, put it in there, and get my banknote, and go back out to the desk.
So
No,
just
no,
wait. I want to get it straight. Do you get a check from the company and deposit it to the company, or do you get it from someone else and deposit to the company, or do you get it from the company
I
and deposit to
don't
someone
know
else?
where it comes from. It comes in the mail.
Ah, ah.
Whose name
And
is on
I,
it?
I did one time try to read it, but I couldn't understand anything in it. It's a bunch of legalese and mumbo jumbo, and I don't get any of that.
When's the next one supposed to be coming in?
Maybe in about 2 weeks.
Do you have one of the envelopes now?
So I think we're gonna hang out in this room for about 2 weeks with you. Is that okay?
No.
No, I don't think
No,
I'm
that's
with
what we're
Winky.
doing.
I'm pretty sure the owners wouldn't like that. You don't work here.
I'm with
Do you have
You weren't-
one?
Have you ever seen the owners?
No,
How would you know that they would care?
because no one else is allowed to be
No.
here. And she points to the piece of paper on the wall that said "No guests allowed."
Do you?
What if instead of guests, we were just
clients.
prospective business clients? We're
I
interested in
don't
how
do
the
any
business
business.
works. Well,
You-
yes, but this is a business, correct?
I wouldn't
This
think
is
so.
this is the weirdest dead
Do
end.
you?
Hold on, Winky.
Winky,
Do,
go.
do you
Go,
still
Winky.
have? Do you still have one of those papers you said you couldn't read or understand?
She looks around, and the desk is an absolute disaster of a mess.
Can we help you with that?
She
Or
finds an old stained piece of paper and hands it to you. It's probably a year or two old.
I'm gonna
Good job,
read it.
Winky.
Basically, it's a bunch of legal doublespeak saying the payer herein pays and blah 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 blah, and the company herein takes blah 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 blah. Please send payment to blah 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 blah.
are there
And then
any
there's a note at the bottom that says notice all payments returned.
addresses or anything?
All payments returned.
I'm gonna hand it back to her after writing down what I read on my notebook.
Mark,
All
There's no
payments.
address on it, and it basically there's a shipping company that's supposed to know where to send it. It's basically the equivalent of Western Union.
gotcha. It's a money order. Once it's made, it's worth
Yeah.
that value, and then
Oh, yeah.
whoever cashes
Yeah,
it.
it's a direct bank transfer sent through ships from
So
one bank
it's,
to another. And there's a notice that says the other bank has been returning them, so they stopped trying to send them.
Gotcha.
so
There's no mention of Doxor or anything like that
No.
on the document. You know what
So-
I find interesting about this entire establishment here? Doxland is an interesting name. Do you know where that name may have come from?
I believe the founder of the company was named Doxy or Dachshund or something.
Maybe Doxor?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know if my mom even met him. It was set up by some judge.
Do you have information on the judge that set this up?
No.
With your
Is your-
mother?
She's
He may have had it, but I don't think
dead.
so.
Picard keeps
I'm-
forgetting that she's dead.
She wasn't the smartest person.
I'm
She
gonna.
was she sold drinks at a bar.
I thought she worked here.
That's before.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part because everybody kind of started talking at once. Yeah, I lost that fact.
I want to look around the room to see if there's anything besides her and the piece of paper.
There is not.
It's literally just a room with her sitting in it.
Do you mind if we take all these papers off your desk and clean them up for you?
No. I think we should investigate the building this room is attached to.
Is your winky tinkle going off?
No, I just have
And
a
there are
gut
no
feeling.
hidden doors.
At
Hammer
the
sense.
moment, honestly, Winky, that sounds like the best idea I've got of this. This is
Yeah.
a tiny room of nothing.
I'm gonna thank her for the information, and we're gonna leave to check out the other part of the building.
Okay.
Wow. When did Winky take charge?
I like
I'm
it.
not
5 minutes
complaining.
ago.
I'm just gonna follow.
Oh, wait, is this what the Shadow Winky? What's Shadow Winky's name? Stinky.
He's
Is
a
this Stinky?
Stinky's
Is he
a
the
general.
general? Is this the general?
Jeremy
Alright,
would-
what are
trying
we
to sell you insurance, so it's probably not him.
what are we doing, Winky? Where are we going? Because I'm at a loss right now.
we're going to the other part of the building that this is attached to.
So
Okay.
we're just gonna walk around till we
I'm
find the
following you right now. I'm kind of lost in my own thoughts.
Gotcha.
Okay. You go to the main building and notice that this building looks like it is how do I put it? It is multiple small companies inside of it.
It's like a
What are the
shell.
names of the companies?
In modern day times, it would be a business incubator for someone to set up an office and not have their own building.
Gotcha.
All right. Side note, but Charles, I want to ask you about the incubator and ARC. That was something I forgot, and then you just reminded me with incubator. So before we
Okay.
leave, remind me. Sorry.
No
What-
problem.
What are the
Weird
names?
tangent. Sorry, guys.
What are the names of the businesses?
All the businesses inside this building.
There's
It's,
dozens of them. None of them are important.
um,
Technically speaking, you already have all the information you need to confront Arnold.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
So
think
we'll
this
go
building
confront-
is just a shell company for
yeah.
quote unquote.
The king's brothers paid the judge to set up this company to pay off
Doxer.
Doxor.
Yep.
And Doxer was the reason that the thing went wrong.
And
Either
not
he was
only
trying to prevent it, or he decided to get rid of it afterwards.
did he run off with what it was, he was paid up to this day.
Yeah.
He is
Or-
still being paid for this job.
Well, up to where because he is still getting paid because the business is still gaining in value. But
Yeah,
he's
Why?
whether he's
it's
getting
drawing.
money or not,
Why
It's-
though?
I mean, it doesn't make sense. But this is what we got. Are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
I'm
Let's
I'm
go
with
and,
you.
let's go
We're going.
to
Okay.
Albert.
Where are you going?
Arnold.
Arnold, not Albert.
The guild?
Okay,
We're going to the
Arnold.
guild.
Go to the
Yes, you
guild.
know where it is because it's the same location.
It's the
as Blackwood.
location that Hatala sent 3 dead bodies to this morning.
Yep.
Well, they haven't sent anybody to kill us yet. I mean, it wasn't this
Fine.
morning, but
I told him what I was doing. And now I'm bringing what I found.
Walking over the dead bodies out front. You know,
I
they haven't even checked the
assume-
note yet. They
I
haven't even checked
assume
the
they
note.
have cleaned that up.
They haven't even checked the note yet, Hatal.
All right. About mid-afternoon, you make it to the guild hall, and the guards there, they seem to be confused when you walk up to them.
Can you let us through, please?
And they're like, normally no, but I guess the boss wants to speak to you.
Okay.
Are
If
the
it-
bodies still there, or have they actually cleaned them up?
There is a area to the side that has some blood on it, but for the most part, it's clean.
Okay, so if they let us enter, let's enter. That's what we do.
And you notice that the guild hall is a lot more run down than you remember it.
I was here before.
That's Hala.
Is this where you brought the bucket to, Winky?
What?
Is that where he saw it before when he had the bucket?
No.
I went to the past.
Okay. Anyways, you eventually find the office of the guildmaster, and he has a group of about 10 armed people with him. And all of them are standing at the ready. And you see, and when you look up from the desk, it looks like a fairly normal person, but then he hops down on the ground and he's about as short as the desk.
Like 3 feet?
Let's
Which
do
would
this.
make sense because he is related to Cater.
He's about 6 inches shorter than Hatala.
Yeah, he's a halfling.
He comes around.
He's an angry
Look
little
who
man.
showed their face.
It
It's
wasn't-
inconceivable that you would have just walked right in.
I'm not gonna be able to do this, Charles.
They let us walk in.
It did
I
not
can't
just
help
turn.
it. I just
This
immediately
is not
forget
just,
about it.
it just turned into him. You fell for the oldest trick in the book.
Well, at least I don't have to send anyone else to find you. I don't want any more bloody bodies showing back up. You come to
That's
admit
your
your
fault.
guilt.
I've come to bring you the truth.
The truth? Is that something you even know?
What do you know?
Lying temptress. I have to assume you're a temptress. I don't really know. I don't know much about you.
And yet you want me dead.
Well, Cater's dead. You're alive. Your fault.
Cater was my friend.
So you say.
What did you ever
You ran
do for him? We ran off together.
That's not what they said.
Who is they?
The guild people. They said you left and he died.
And you took that information and decided I needed to die because of it.
Somebody has to, and everyone else involved is dead.
Because they were paid off. This kingdom's got some kind of twisted network going on in it. The kings with paid off debts and cancellations and all. Look, if I laid out to you everything that we have found out over this past morning, would you give me the time to lay that out for you?
Yeah, sure. There's time
All
to
right.
die later.
I'm going to take my dagger, I'm shoving it in his desk, and I'm going to go over everything. I'm going to show him exactly what happened, exactly how they got paid off, where the payments happened, whatever documents that we have that maybe we copied or whatever we did to be able to bring this proof to him. I'm laying that out in front of him as best I can.
And you
Catered,
mentioned everything you learned from Leo?
yes. Yes, that
You're saying Dox was the one that the weird tall man. He's the one that caused the whole thing to go snafu?
yes, it is. It's all Doxer. Doxers was against. He was loyal to the kings as it was, and he was loyal to the kings as it was. He set it up to fail. He made everything work so that it wouldn't work, and he's still being paid off today. What is that? Is that the
I
entire
was trying to.
plot line?
You
Yeah.
have the blur on. It's not gonna.
Yeah, the blur
you're,
keeps
you're,
making it
you're,
disappear.
yeah,
Tried.
your background blur is really
It's
messing
fine.
with it.
Yeah, you have to turn off your background blur to make that work.
We'll be okay.
And now I'm wondering how many people you have sent to die in a vendetta that had nothing to do with me or Cater.
Try drawing a face on it and see if it recognizes the face.
As far as I understand, those three are the only ones that ever actually found you. I
Well,
don't even
yeah.
know how they found you because I was sending them all to the north.
Yeah, there was a reason for that.
It's called dice.
Look, I'm calm demeanor. Never intended for Cater to die. Cater, he sacrificed himself for this mission. I don't believe he killed the jeweler. There's still some mysteries that need to be unraveled here. Maybe in your place of power, you can stop being about yourself and make this about the guild again.
Not me. It was about Cater.
You think it was about Cater. Cater wasn't like this. He didn't choose a life like this.
Atala even tried to save Cater. She asked everybody in the guild that she knew to try to whisk him away from being hanged.
No, I think yes, Doxer was the linchpin that caused the whole heist to go bad. You want to lay
Yeah.
blame at the brothers, the king's older brother. He hired the judge, and the judge is the one that sentenced Cater to die.
Somebody made sure Cater died.
The older brother.
Nobody should have
Gotcha.
been hung for what occurred on that mission.
Inconceivable that the king would just do something like that. Or his
Well,
brother or whoever.
That was the whole point of this mission. That's the whole point of the jewel.
The king was just as selfish as you have been with this guild, with his kingdom. Can you not see that the same things you're doing here is exactly what got Cater killed in the first place?
You're no longer wanted for death.
Oh, thanks. I would like you to be able to see beyond that and make this
But
guild
I do
something
have
like
a
it was in
favor
the
to ask.
past. What is that?
Can you find what happened to this Doxa whatever?
I will
I either want to
happily
know that he's dead, or I want to make him that way.
find out what happened to Doxer.
I'm with that. I'm down.
Do you have any idea where he may have gone? I've heard different things from him over the years, but no one seems to be able to know the truth. I've heard about 3 different stories from the guildmates.
Have
You
you
heard
heard about
anything
the
about an
island?
island?
No.
That's the most plausible that we have heard.
Wait, we're going
Hmm.
to Eve's Island.
We get to
Maybe
use
I'll
a
send
boat.
my assassins up there to look for him. Can't really trust most of the guild members. They don't really like me anymore, but maybe now I'll soften up and get back to business. I don't know. I never really wanted to be a guild master.
Do
Honestly, I
you
think Katala would like to punch him in the face.
Like a lot.
look? Punching Doxer in the face is on my bucket list. But right now, let's get this guild in order. If you
All right.
can promise me that you can turn things around, look,
Yeah.
you've had my name. You know what the biggest reason they haven't liked you for is? Is this vendetta you've had against me. What if I put out word and said that we've crossed our differences?
We just have a dinner tonight.
Okay?
I mean, it's almost dinner time anyway,
And
and
I
I'm
would
not
like a
cutting
free
down dinner,
meal.
are you?
I could eat. I'm hungry. I didn't have lunch today.
I'll send
Eh.
word to the others. I just can't even conceive of this. It's so strange.
Sorry about your assassins, by the way.
Nah, I don't care about them. They're expensive, but they're made to be fodder. I've used them for years.
Compassion can be a
They were very stabby.
thing that you might want to grab onto a little more as you move forward. I know that you're going to be leading a guild of thieves, but
You notice all the fighters are leaving the room now, and as the last one leaves, he goes, "Yeah, I don't really care about most of the Tollins. They kind of annoy me."
Interesting.
that's the core. You said these mercenaries they were untoward anyway. Like
I mean, they're mercenaries. They'll take whatever job for the money.
okay. Well, so yeah, let's have dinner. Let's show they a peace offering and let's change the Southern Guild from here on out.
And he stops. By the way, what exactly is it you did for the guild up in the Midlands? They would not play ball at all.
Huh.
Midlands. I forgot what we did there.
We actually helped their secret guild hideout. We cleaned it up for them.
Hmm.
We cleared it out, and then Eve over here actually completely cleaned up a altar and revamped
Ah,
it.
it's
Y'all
nice
did
to
all
have
that?
spirit
I
in your
don't remember
party.
that. I don't think
That
I was
was
with you guys.
that
That
was
was
quite a long time ago.
Man, y'all are impressive before I even met you.
Tell
Now
you
you're
what,
even more impressive.
we didn't get shot in the back a lot.
I
Hey,
While
should have.
y'all are
I got a new bow to help with that.
while y'all are waiting for the dinner to be set up and everyone to be brought in, Arnold actually spends a few minutes trying to talk about some of the things he does remember about Cater.
Oh,
And you notice he actually talks fondly about Cater and no one else. And the only thing you gather from his talking is that he really hated that Cater went into the business because he didn't want anyone in his family to be like him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
you know, Arnold Cater had a caring heart. And if you didn't want him in the business, at least his heart was in the right place when he was in the business.
I
He
know it
saw
sounds like it.
he saw other people for what they were, people. And I think you can begin to see them that way too. If you don't want anybody in this business for the reasons that you didn't want Cater, start treating them that way when they are in this business.
You're right. You're right. Eh. I ain't come to get a lecture from my mommy.
Speaking of mommy, did you know my parents?
I think I may have known your father, but not in a positive light because he was not the nicest person to my profession.
What do you
Well,
mean by
I'm
that?
Did a lot of things from the Halfling lands against the Tallans. I was known for causing a fuss, mainly making sure no small folk were ever taken advantage of by the Biggins, no matter the means necessary to make sure that happened.
I respect that.
I just don't remember a lot of my father. I know that he went on adventures and mom said he passed away on them, which is why I decided to go out and do them myself. Not that she was happy with it, but she understood that that's what sparked it in me.
Yeah, your dad. The only thing I remember about him is he did have the wanderlust. He loved to be running around and going all over the place.
I
I was
hear
kind of
halfling.
surprised when I found out he had a family with a kid back home.
I hear that halflings do have a sense of adventure.
Some.
Some.
Well, it's about 50-50. Most of them want to just sit there and eat, and the other ones want to go do fun things and eat.
Yep. Always the eating, though.
Of course not. I mean, why would you not eat?
Hmm.
And by now, the people are starting to filter in, and you notice a couple of Eric's men there too.
Worry.
And a lot of them were a little cautious at first until they noticed you standing there.
We're standing.
They didn't think I was sitting because I was short. They knew I was standing.
Notice Atala standing or
Yes.
us
They
as
know that
in general?
this guy's not killing Hatala, so they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess it's all right." That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
We're trying to show that we're
Oh,
at peace.
I was just trying to clarify
Peace
when he
treaty.
said you standing there. I was
Yeah. Okay.
As they're walking in and everyone's getting, milling around and talking, he leans over to you. By the way, what's this thing about this, as far as I could tell, evil version of you?
Hmm. Each one of us has a shadow version of us that burned off in the city of Orm.
Yeah, if you
Mine
flush.
is the most affected because of. I'm going to go into a long-winded explanation of the Queleth and probably do it like really quickly, but maybe to the point where he's probably just going to be like,
Yeah, by the time you're finished talking, he's like, well, that's a thing. Let's sit down and eat.
Food's already been prepared. Everybody's plates is out, and everybody's waiting on you to finish your story. It's like,
Oh, there's no way. If food got put in front of me, I was just talking as it was going into my mouth.
uh, he actually makes some kind of statement, basically talking about how he's going to make sure the guild is not going to fall to the side and it's going to be prosperous again.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see that happening.
And you notice one man in the corner who's eyeing you funny, Hatala.
Okay.
Blow a knife at him.
You can make a perception check to try to recognize him.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm noting this down before I do that. Okay.
guy in the corner.
Your old friend Fred.
Perception check. Come on. It's not terrible.
Pretty good.
You recognize it as the one of the king's mage guards, the one that got angry with you for throwing the food to him.
He still doesn't like you.
Does he look angry?
No, he has that same eye at you, like what
He
are you up
doesn't
to?
trust you. That's what it is. It's not that he doesn't like you. He doesn't trust you.
Throw some more food at him.
Okay, I want to do something weird.
Uh-oh.
I assume I've been drinking and eating and everything, and I've kind of gotten into it and whatever. I want to do like a backflip somersault type of thing, and I want to land on the table that he's at, right in front of him. That's
Okay,
what I want to do.
you're gonna need to make 2 acrobatics checks in a row.
What? You're gonna ruin everyone's food.
It's not the point. Whew, that's not great.
Okay.
It's okay though, because
Can I
It's
pick
not
up
the
my
point.
plate before
That's
he lands?
better.
All right, you managed to do it without making too much of a mess or a butt of yourself, and you land in front of him. And I'm assuming along the lines of "ta-da."
yes. And then I look, and then I look as I land. I go, I recognize you. Did you enjoy the food I gave you?
He just literally groans.
Jesus.
Try giving him some more food.
Man, all you
I
guys are drunk.
I do pull a snack out and I set it down on a plate in front of him. I want to backflip, land on the ground by the table. Do I need
All right,
a?
just one roll for that.
Okay.
All right,
Not
you
the
backflip
Okay.
and land on the ground, and he actually smiles a little bit before he groans again.
I'm in a pretty good mood right now because things have kind of worked out really, really well.
And you're drunk.
No, I'm a little tipsy. I'm able to do all this.
Well,
But
you have extreme acrobatics. I'll give you that.
is there any reason you're eyeing me? Getting a little uncomfortable.
He's not eyeing you anymore. He's not even paying attention to you at all now.
Bo's eating the crunch bar you gave him.
Atala,
Is he
I
just?
think
Does it look like he's just comfortable now?
Yeah,
Atala, I think he likes you.
Okay. What? Oh, weirdo.
Why'd you take a pic of him?
Azure just walked in here. He walked in here and he gets up and he goes, "Do it." I was like, "What'd you say?" And he did it again. I was like, "What is happening?"
What? I think your son's gone insane.
Yeah, I don't
Which
know what just
one?
happened.
You've already been there and back again.
Nah,
All right, so the guy just was like eyeing me, and now he doesn't care.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's where that went.
Wrong slash.
I
Yeah.
guess he wanted. I guess he just wanted another snack. I guess that's what it was. He knew that you give food.
All right.
Oh,
Everyone's on.
how'd you get that to not come up on your stream? Or do you have a secondary stream?
What you
Or
talking about?
secondary
What are you,
the message you tried to send that I could hear you typing?
Why does it? Why does it
I'm
matter?
I'm intrigued that
Let
it
the
didn't.
man have his secrets.
I'm okay with secrets. I don't want to know the secret. I just think it's really cool that it didn't show up on
That's because
the
that's the streamer
Twitch.
version.
Leave the fourth wall alone.
Okay.
Man.
I don't understand.
I don't
The
want to know
question.
what it was. I don't want to know what it was, but I thought it was very interesting.
Saying that I hid the whisper message.
It didn't pop up on stream, which that was what
Is
intrigued
it
me.
delayed?
No, it just says sent a message.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was what I was like, man, that's cool.
It's because me and Charles have a different communication device, so that it doesn't go through the
Okay,
stream.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and the
that's
sent the message was the message.
Yes, that was me communicating to him that I sent a message.
So it totally went to him.
Yes.
That is literally what he sent.
Go
Gotcha.
Bell.
Well, it hadn't popped up when I was looking at it, so that was what I was
So we have
curious
now
about.
wasted 10 minutes figuring that out.
That's good.
It was more like 2, but okay.
Hey, I'm gonna steal cheese from Needup's plate.
Uh-oh.
There's no cheese left on my plate. It's already eaten.
There's no way any cheese is
Yeah,
left on this plate.
considering the way Meetup normally does, I don't think there would be anything left for you to steal at this point.
Cheese
There's
always
no
goes first.
There's no cheese left on Needup's plate or any of the plates around him.
Yeah, I've already
That's
done
probably
that.
more like it.
I've learned to eat my cheese first so that Neetup doesn't eat my cheese. While he's eating his, I eat mine, so I also eat my cheese first.
But what if he eats your cheese first?
Well, then he just gets stabbed in the hand by kookery. If he tries to grab my
No, y'all are just
cheese.
taking each other's cheeses.
It's just the
Oh,
same
you
piece of
want to take
cheese.
my okay out there? You gotta do it again.
Come here.
That I like that a lot better. I like that a lot better. Just
Apparently,
flopping
there's
cheese.
fireworks right now because Buddy decided to come running in here to check to see if everything's safe.
That's a good pup. That's a good pup.
No, he's terrified. That's why he wants to know is it safe in here.
Oh. Well, I figured he was checking on you. That's why I looked.
No,
at
he
it.
doesn't give a crap about any of that. He just wants to know, can he be safe in here? In fact, he'll be whining shortly if it keeps happening.
Labor Day fireworks. Whoop, whoop.
Yep.
No, those
Even
are just
Millie came
normal
in to get a
Saturday
check.
fireworks.
Double Saturday.
Okay. Anyways, what are y'all listening to?
I don't know. Someone's got some background going.
It's
I want to put
it's a football game.
salt in
Is it
Needup's
football game?
drink.
Drink
You
is
want to
also
put what?
empty.
Salt.
Oh,
Sorry, buddy.
You waited a little too long in the banquet to do stuff like that.
well, apparently someone was doing flips and stuff, so I didn't know what to do.
But I did put a
It was the
laxative
perfect
herb in
opportunity to use it as a distraction, yet you did nothing.
You were a distraction, weirdo.
Okay. The
I was an attraction.
No.
it's almost 7 p.m. and the party has gone on long enough that everyone seems to be getting calmer and safer, and basically everyone's in a much more rational place at this point, and it looks like most of the guildmates are having a good time again. You can tell that there are still some people who don't really like Arnold, but at the same time, no one's really saying anything.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
take time. It's gonna
he's
take
he
time
still
to
killed his
change.
way into the guild leadership
Yeah.
here, so
It's gonna take time to change perceptions of people.
well,
It
he's
doesn't
gonna have
just
to
happen.
actually really change. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
keep our eyes on it.
Yep. I mean, he did what he did for the same reason we
It was
did what.
vengeance.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily vengeance, but to see something happen from the same reason why you were so driven to find out the truth. He was driven by a different driver, but it was kind of the same thought
That's
process.
It's exactly what I just pointed out to him. He was treating this guild the same way the king treated his kingdom, and why Cater died. It's
Yeah,
if he kept doing it, he's only going to create the same problem that he hated.
exactly. But I think that he sees that now, and I think that he would change. I mean, I have hopes in people.
Yeah. High hopes.
What was that?
Apparently, Winky's dying over there.
You were going to continue singing the song and just go, ah. You feeling okay, Winky? You might not need another wine over there.
Well,
I think we're
Oh, I
good.
didn't drink anything. I drank
Not even.
water.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I would have
sure?
definitely have pushed my food to the depth. I
Yeah.
would not have eaten anything. Um, The I don't know. I don't know if we are headed back to the thing, but whenever we have some privacy, we need to discuss whatever our next steps are for our next move.
I think we go to an island.
Doxer in the face.
Yeah,
The
that
Yes,
next
we get a
I
boat.
feel like
We
that
get a
needs to be
boat.
a back burner type deal.
We need to
what do you think's more
get a
important than that?
boat.
I mean, are we gonna get on a
And
boat and sail for a couple
Yes.
of weeks
I
and
will
then come back?
swim. I will swim to punch him in the face.
All right. Well, we're splitting the party because I'm gonna stay here and help with the whole cult issue.
It's just like 17 sessions of just Atala swimming. Just
Okay,
roll an athletics
so-
check.
He
So
swam
Cora,
another 20 feet.
okay, so I'm assuming that we've left the party and we're now in a safe place that we can talk about our new plans.
That's what y'all wish.
Yeah, I
Y'all
think that's.
make it back to the inn.
I think it's a good play.
Sure.
All right,
All
so Core, I
Hmm.
understand that the cult issue is a big thing for you, and yes,
I mean,
it's a big thing. It's a big thing for me as well. But currently, with how many people that we actually have to try to, I guess, deter the cult,
yeah.
we're still lacking several hundred men.
Well, we haven't checked in with Eric to see where he's at with that.
It's been a
Mm.
day since we've
It's been
checked in.
2
with
and
him.
we
days.
Well, and
Oh,
keep this
okay.
in mind. We get this doxer thing figured out. We make a friend
Well-
of the guild fully, and we may have their support in dealing with the cult more and more.
So-
And we'll
Also-
probably
I
help
just want to
those
make
in
sure.
the islands.
Let's check in with Eric. We'll get input and see where that's sitting, and then determine if we need to go on a boat for a week or
Well-
two to an island that we may or may not find anything on. We don't know what.
Yeah,
Where.
it would be a couple of weeks just to get there.
I mean, we're talking about months out of the way.
I think we should go to the island mostly because if we deal with the cult
I mean,
now,
Yeah, Def,
we'll
you didn't
have.
say if there's anything we needed to do with Steedup or anything, or is there anything else we need to do with Atala or any of them? Are there other things around here that we could be doing?
Is there a door in a boat?
What?
Yes,
It's a serious question.
Mhm.
there
If
are many.
there is
there are
a
many
door
doors.
in a boat, then we can get back here.
Yep.
Probably.
How are you going to do that?
By
Magic.
making
No,
a
no, no. I
portal
want you to work through
on the boat.
the portal leaps for me, because the wagon isn't here.
How are you gonna do that? Magic.
Hey, is there any way?
Tim's
is
not
there
with
any,
us.
Okay, so is there any
Just
way?
saying, there's a way to get back. However,
there-
we figure out how to do it, we can.
Is there a way? Is there a way that we can rent a
portal.
something here, like a house or something here that we can use the doorway and set this up as a
I would say
secondary?
is there-
if anything, we could ask Tim to get on a boat and go to the island.
Ah, I like it.
But
And
But I
then-
really
but
wanted to
coming
get on
back
the
here
boat.
is still an issue because there is
I
no
really
portal
wanted to get
here.
on a boat.
And Tim will be able.
What
Tim will
if
be able to
Tim
sell
goes on a
items.
boat and the boat sinks?
And then the portal's at the bottom of the water to the rest of our lives.
What if we get on a
Learn how
boat
to
and the boat
swim.
sinks?
Then the game's over. We lose. We're dead. You can't
Okay.
do
Why don't we
New
just
anything.
start? Why don't we just
You don't
start
get
with
to punch a
Eric?
guy in the face.
You've
So-
made it back to the inn, and y'all are just sitting there babbling to each other right now as Eric's watching you, going,
We should get some bacon. That's what we should do.
Core,
Eve,
one of the things
In
that I
in your home islands, do you know of any portals that we could just go to?
You said core?
No.
Or-
Eve.
Okay, I thought.
No, I do not know. I didn't even know a portal existed until.
Why don't we do a time
It
found
just
skip?
would have been really nice for you to know of a portal there that just made this really easy to
Eve,
get.
do you know
well-
Doxor?
He's my dad. Just kidding.
Do
We know exactly where he's at.
Do you know
No.
door?
I don't know a lot of stuff because I was very one place my whole life, so can't help you out a whole bunch.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Core, my
Yes.
my main purpose of
Wait,
wanting
wait,
to
wait.
get
So the guild guy, I don't remember his name. He said he
Arnold.
was gonna send people.
Arnold
He said he was gonna send people over there, right?
Gonna try, yes.
assassins.
Is that
So
Tuxedo?
why don't the assassins, instead of killing him, if they find in him, instead of killing him, they capture him, and if they find him, we go over there.
That's
Possible.
that's logic. Yeah.
Since
That is
Eric's
very logical.
since Eric's here, do you have any input, Eric? How things
Yeah. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Save us, Eric.
Y'all have had a busy day apparently.
Hmm.
I hear you've stopped the whole try to kill you from the guild thing.
Yes.
We've made our differences. I was
Cool.
able to prove my innocence and be able to prove, you know what? She's probably just a little drunk enough. She's going to explain the entire triad of things that have occurred and all of the things that, yeah, she's just going into that.
Corey
That's
She's just,
fine.
interjects
oh,
here and
but
there and
They-
cleans
this
it up.
guy and this brother did this and this brother did that. And she's like really excited. And
20 minutes later, you finish telling the story.
With course
And
corrections inserted.
Yes. He's like, okay, well, I do have to say the king has already found out about the peace with the guild.
That makes sense. It tracks.
We're going to a track field.
No, the mage.
What?
The person who Tala flipped in front of.
Oh,
His name's
He was-
Trax.
Yes, that was his name.
it's actually a pretty cool name.
Oh, okay.
It actually is a really
Anyways,
cool.
The king has always had
That
good
tracks.
ties with the guild, but since Arnold came to power, the guild was not very responsive, and now the king is much happier that the guild seems to be planning to get back to business.
Let's get back to business
Yes.
to defeat the
Taco
cult.
Bell. Oh, I thought you guys said Taco Bell.
And
Why
because
would we
it's no
defeat
longer
Taco?
a possible civil war in the cult, the
Guild.
guild, he doesn't have to put as many troops on the ground in the cities, and the guild itself is available for missions as well. So he is able to commit more men to the issue with the cult.
Well, when are we gonna start taking down our shadows?
What?
Huh?
I want to pull Cora over to the side and explain why I wanted to go to the island.
Okay.
And what it really is since I've
And
been having
Atala
these
starts beatboxing.
since I've had these images since I've had these images and these memories of a boat, I was hoping that us being on a boat together would possibly help me remember more of my past.
I mean, I get it.
That was kind of
Yeah.
that was kind of my whole driving point. But I mean,
I think it could help probably half the
logically,
crew.
logically, it doesn't make sense because Winky came up, the assassins bringing him back, yes, but you know, my initial thought was maybe I'll remember more being out on the water again and being immersed because I haven't
Well,
really been on a boat since I guess I
Since we
was
came to the
found.
city.
it's the
Yeah,
And
we
you
were on
rowed
a
a
boat.
boat for a day to get to the city.
That was
Well,
like
it was
4
it
days
was
ago.
it was down a river though. It was down a river.
No,
No.
no,
We yeah.
you hopped across the bay to get
you
to this
even
city.
you even said we were gonna jump over a waterfall.
I
And
know,
there's
but
nothing there.
nothing really. I didn't
We were
remember
also on
anything
a boat when we
until.
went to
Right,
the north.
but you were in the ocean on a boat.
But now he has his
But
background
now
piece of
that
his.
Now that
Okay.
Eric has told me some stuff, things have kind of started. It started unlocking some memories for me, and
Hey,
now that I'm really
I'm-
thinking about where I came from, rather than just
Oh,
doing what I'm
I
doing.
want to be there for you too. We were able to help Patala kind of settle her past. You are definitely something that I want to try to help out too.
Okay, well, that was really why I really wanted to go on a boat, not just because I wanted to punch, uh, what's his face in the face.
Here
But
is
Doxor.
yeah, So maybe in the future, but that's kind of I want
Maybe
to go on
he's
a
your
boat.
dad.
Oh God.
You didn't
Maybe.
reveal.
Doc
Maybe
Sore's everybody's dad.
maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I fell off the boat on his trip to the island. I don't
He
know.
sold core, went off on a boating trip, had a car, threw him off the island. While he was on the island, had Eve. Then he saw a bunch of badgers, threw a kid in there.
This is not cap, guys. Don't. This is not cap. This is not cap.
No, that's not
Don't
what
track this
happened.
logic.
Jesus.
But yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to make sure.
What Eric recommends is now what we need to do is take some time and wait for the infiltrators to get the information about the cult.
Okay.
Because your next step probably should be to go after the cult. And so he recommends, since y'all have been going nonstop, y'all probably need to take at least a week of rest.
I like it. Yeah,
Boring.
we can. I've got some things we can work on.
We can't forget Eve's birthday though. It's coming up. It's next week.
Eva's turning 78.
I think she's pretty young.
She's only half.
Yeah. I'll be 20.
Yeah, she's young.
So
Oh,
How old do you guys think Core is?
742.
47.
I would say his mid 30s.
Yeah, mid-30s is pretty good. That's a pretty good
35.
guess for me.
Well, I have the same question for a car. How do y'all think? How old do you think your car is? Because
I think
36.
a car is. He doesn't remember his past. I'm gonna go with
36.
half elf.
2700.
Dang, I was thinking 27.
I was thinking mid 20s for a car.
Yeah, I was
80.
actually thinking around 28, 27.
Yeah,
So
27.
Needip is probably in his 60s.
That's interesting because that means Hatala is one of the older ones out of the
Mhm.
group.
Yeah, I would have. I've never really
Wait, I
assigned
forgot
an
how old I
age to
was.
Core,
Hold on.
but I would have said
Hatala is
maybe
36,
at
I
30,
believe, is what I had.
9:30, because he
I
would
think
not
it's on their
be.
sheet.
Yeah.
Because
Halflings live a little longer than humans.
based on
I don't know how old I am, but I
32.
know
Hatala is
gnomes live.
32.
I know gnomes live
Winky,
very long.
Winky would most likely be in his 20s or 30s because they live a lot longer than human.
A lot. Wait, 20s.
Yeah, gnomes can easily live 1 to 200 years.
And that makes sense because that means that the mission she did when she was about 22 years old.
Yeah.
And apparently you're 80.
Well, I updated
well, he
my
said like 60.
I've updated my player card with my age. Thanks, guys, for that help.
Now,
Because
I was saying I think Needip's probably in his 60s considering dwarves live about 300 to 400 years.
yeah.
Gnomes lived until they got bored.
They live about 200 years and then they get bored.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were a gnome in a present time, you probably wouldn't get bored because of how many things you can do with like devices, like play games, watch shows. There's so much
Yes,
stuff.
but once you've done one of them, you've done all of them. That's the problem. That's the reason gnomes get bored.
But things come out every day.
But once you've done one of them, you've done all of them. That's
It
the
doesn't
whole
make
point.
sense because everything's different.
No, every game is the same as every other game, pretty much, once you've played one type of that game.
Yeah. All survivalist games they're all the same. They have
Yep.
new stuff, but it's still the same
But it's
concept.
Excuse me.
All
still
first-person shooters are the exact same game. It's just a different map or a different
We're
goal.
severely derailing.
Track. One all night here so that we can plan what we're going to do on our week off.
I like it.
Because this
I
will
like
be
it.
time for anyone to respec any stats. I'm probably going to go ahead and say you're going to level up during that time.
Okay.
All
Because
right.
most of y'all are right there. Tonight, Fatala gets the award for role playing combined with snarkiest comeback.
Nice.
She's going to get 1 extra hero point and an extra 100 experience. And I'm also giving Winky and Core 50 experience each
Water
for their
war.
slapstick adventures in the water sports.
The water war.
The water war.
The water war. I like it.
He
It's a
could
good
have
name.
killed me.
Well, he saved you 3
I
times.
did. I saved your life. My goodness.
But okay, saving your life after trying to kill it does not give you the right to. Nah, nah, nah.
I do have to
Exactly. It
ask.
just cancels it out.
Hmm.
But
I do have to ask this, Peyton. Peyton, did I finally satisfy your desire for Hatala to finally steal money back that was paid?
Yes.
He's
that
been wanting me to do that since session 1, y'all. Like, I would get a message every time we paid money. He would be like, "Steal it, steal it back."
Get it back.
I'd be like, "That's not Hatala's MO, my man." But finally, it was like, "No, she's
Yeah,
pissed
she
right
just
now. She's so pissed off at this guy. She's like, we're breaking even here."
she just had to return to her roots. Just being back hometown.
Remember our first session, we destroyed multiple bar tables, and some guy got stabbed in the butt.
And it wasn't needed.
Oh, we also need to look at selling off the swords or repurposing the swords. Do that
Why don't we
off.
give them back? Why don't we give them back to the guild?
It wasn't. I mean, they're ours.
Yeah, they lost.
We
Yeah,
earned those.
well, they were mercenaries, so they weren't part of the guild. They were
That's how
mercenaries.
Oh,
mercenaries work. Somebody
Yeah.
pays them to go kill somebody. If the person that was paid to kill them or to get killed kills them, they earned that reward. That's just
Got it.
It's the circle of life.
It's the
All right.
circle of death.
All right. Well, we're gonna end it here, guys.
We're gonna end it on that horrible note.
Yes.
Right?
Awesome. Well then, any final shout outs?
Don't forget the Discord.
The Discord.
Oven mitts.
Oven mitts. Thank you.
Corn.
Oh,
It's
you're
got the
late.
juice.
You're late,
No,
Winky. You're
I
late.
did it
I beat
first.
you.
No, you
And you didn't
didn't.
even type it right. It didn't even pop up.
Awesome. All right.
I
Bye.
did type.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.